and cable TV can do whatever the hell they want. Anything. The MSNBC, CNN, all of them can do anything the hell they want. Now, if you are a TV star, now ABC has affiliates here in Atlanta, NBC, CBS affiliates here in Atlanta. So if all the network stations start running, porn, which they have a right to do, they can run porn. And so the TV stations locally say, well, we're not going to run that porn, so we're not going to carry ABC anymore. And then ABC goes, oh, my God, well, then the advertisers are not going to buy, spend millions of dollars to put their products on our air if nobody's going to watch it. It's the people have spoken because of the advertisers and the money that the whole business makes. And if the people are not satisfied with the product, they're not going to watch it or buy it. It's as simple as that. That's why Jimmy Kimmel got suspended or fired, because it would be bad for the company. And also, now there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. ABC and Disney are negotiating with a whole nother broadcast entity or something. Flounder, I don't know anything about that.
I think they want to buy the NFL, don't they, Pete?
They're buying something. They're doing stuff behind the scenes.
Nobody's going to buy the NFL.
No, there's some mega corporation. I can't remember the name, but somebody said it. And so they're trying to make that happen. And so if they start getting involved with stuff like this, the last thing they want is some sidetracking from, maybe government regulations or whatever. This is all private enterprise has done for all of this. There has never been a United States government, at least as far as I know, that has said, okay, we're going to stop you from broadcasting. Unless, World War II or something, enemy propaganda or something. I mean, but seriously, this is unbelievable. He was not censored. He can still speak. He was taken off the air by his private employer. In fact, this is what freaking hysterical. You're going to hear a lot about this too, because the leftist communists are now complaining. You just heard. In fact, we're going to play these sound bites for you. Are complaining that it was Donald Trump censoring free speech. They were the ones who censored free speech when they were in control, when Puttitat and Biden had the Department of Justice and Christopher Wray and the FBI and Clapper and Brennan and Jim Comey were in cahoots. Puttitat ran the whole thing to get Donald Trump in trouble. They were the ones who went to Facebook and said, how's that little wife of yours there, Mark? It'd be a damn thing if anything happened to her if you lose that information from Hunter's laptop. I mean, they're the ones who use the power of the government to censor Americans. So we couldn't hear the truth. They did it, and now they're claiming that Donald Trump did it to Jimmy Kimmel. Well, Jimmy Kimmel is a far freaking cry from Hunter Biden's laptop that changed an election. Anyway, God, these stinking people. Honestly, God, Mr. and Mrs. America, nobody, I'm telling you, somebody's got to start saying, stop, stop, stop. It's freaking disgusting.
There are no adults in charge anymore. God. That's the problem. They're all children.
And again, I assume they know what they're saying. But when they say, in fact, one of the comments was about Jimmy saying, he's absolutely blanking livid. It's clearly the government overreaching. There's no such thing as free speech in America if the government can lean on companies to stop content they don't like. That didn't happen. That's a lie. It's bullcrap. It's a made-up freaking fairy tale. I mean, but they use it, and people go, oh, my God, Donald Trump, he's a Nazi. He's a dictator. I mean, God, I just want to take...
What's more censorship is you have a private company who fires somebody just because they don't like what he's saying, as what happened with Tucker Carlson. In this case, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because the network and the people out in the affiliates said, we don't like this.
The
and they
people
put pressure on the company.
Exactly.
That's not what happened with Tucker.
I know, but either way, I mean, you could, if you're owning a company, you have a right to not have people you don't like. If they do something to embarrass you, fire them. That's not illegal. That's not free speech. That's not censorship. If some guy saying, hey, you suck, you're an idiot, I don't like you, you're ruining my company, get the freak out. Oh, censorship. God.
If there were adults in charge, they would be pointing out the hypocrisy of AOC and Chris Hayes and the rest of them. Yeah. But there's nobody to do that.
I know. And you're going to hear, it's 3:12 or almost 3:13 already. You are going to hear, Chris Hayes is going to be a great example. You're going to hear Chris Hayes and Casio Bang Stupidio right off the bat. You're going to hear them, saying how they're clamping down on free speech by Republicans, and then by Democrats. Well, you'll see. They're going to. It's a before and after. My mind's going crazy. These freaking lying traitors to America. All right, 3:13. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We'll get it straight now. It's coming up here. Stand by. Good heavens.
Neil Bortz is only live on XTRA 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Fall is here, football is back, and so is the perfect time to celebrate with something unforgettable. From September 15th through the 21st, enjoy up to 60% off all bridal and fine jewelry in store during our big Percentage Week sale. As proud partners of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, we know what it means to shine on game day and every day. But hurry, once an item is gone, it's gone. Visit any of our 3 locations, Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg, or book your private appointment now at SolomonBrothers.com for the best selection and service. Family owned, trusted for generations, and home to Georgia's largest selection of fine jewelry. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, luxury, value, legacy. We will run out of the hottest items. Do book your appointment early and don't miss the Percentage Week, September 15th through 21st only. Solomon Brothers, where Georgia celebrates luxury, value, and legacy.
Hey, it's Los here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a 3rd-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
All right, look out now. A little get up, go, little darling. Come on in, say a howdy. See, I used to be a country disc jockey. Boys in the morning don't really appreciate that talent of the Kimmel from many different kinds of sources of entertainment. Of course, they called me Tom because they didn't think Kim Peterson at a country station in Phoenix, Arizona would be appropriate. But come on in, shake a howdy, giddy up, go, little darling. Willie Nelson. On this day in 2006, Willie Nelson, who was 73 years old, and 4 members of his band were charged with drug possession and marijuana and magic mushrooms found by police on their tour bus. They got stopped near Lafayette, Louisiana in 2006. Willie Nelson. I'll tell you, I still love that song, Mama Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up Big Cowboys, with Waylon Jennings. And again, when I worked in country music, met Waylon, and my boss said if he had been able to beat up Waylon Jennings, he would have been his manager. That was a tough crowd, let me tell you. All right, hold on. Our birthday list, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, what's going on? Boom. How about Jason Sudeikis, 50 today. He is Ted Lasso. He has 2 kids with Olivia Wilde. I didn't know that. Anyway, so that's, it's... anyway. And on this day... in 1965, let's see, inspired by Bewitched. A year before 1964, Bewitched was the number 2 TV show in America. Wanting a piece of that pie, NBC said, well, tell you what, let's do something called, I Dream of Jeannie. Produced by Screen Gems, which also produced Bewitched. Jeannie was inspired by the movie The Brass Bottle, which also starred Barbara Eden, but as a mortal, Burl Ives played the genie. I don't remember any of that.
I remember that movie.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
It was The Brass Bottle. I don't remember that. Let's see. Creator Sidney Shelton did not want a blonde to play the role of Jeannie since Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched was a blonde, but nobody read the role as he intended except for Barbara Eden. Sheldon wanted the first season to be filmed in color. NBC didn't want to pay extra for it because it would have cost more, as they didn't have much hope that the show would last very long. That was never a ratings bonanza, but it stayed on the air for 5 years. And, what the heck? And who doesn't? And of course, the issue of the belly button, where she showed her belly, or not, they wouldn't allow her to show her belly button. And she was she the one married to the Chicago newspaper editor guy?
She was married to an actor that was in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I forget his name.
Yeah.
He was.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 3:20. Okay, let's do this. Flounder, we're going to play cut number 2, and then we're going to play cut number 1 and 3, and we'll get them all in order. I'm going to try to make this organized. Okay, again, for the record, Jimmy Kimmel was not censored. Jimmy Kimmel is still not censored. Jimmy Kimmel can do and go anywhere and say what he wants. The federal government has no operational control with licenses over the network TV stations, ABC, or anybody else. Only the TV stations and radio stations have to sign a law, the FCC, to operate in the public convenience, the public interest, convenience, and necessity. And again, Pete and I are old enough, we had to take the test for the FCC telephone operator's license, 3rd class, to be able to go on the radio. That's how important it was years ago. Anyway, so there are no licenses needed if you are a network. Okay, they're not controlled by the FCC. Jimmy Kimmel was not censored. He's still not censored. Nobody violated his rights from the government. Didn't happen. Quickly, let's do Donald Trump. Cut number 2, Flounder. Donald Trump, where he is still over in London. He got up at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was still working at 2 o'clock in the morning, his time where he is. And he first of all, he went on social media and said, congratulations for doing what should have been done for the no talent, worse ratings than Colbert. Anyway, Flounder, cut number 2, Donald Trump over in England.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
And again, it was because the TV stations around America were saying, wait a minute, well, I'm not going to air that. Nobody's going to watch my channel anymore. So they told ABC, we're not going to play your show anymore. And ABC said, oh, my God, okay, we'll take them off the air. That's what happened. The government had nothing to do with it. It was money from advertisers and TV stations saying, you're going to make me go broke, you idiots. And so they reacted, as it should be. It's called the American Free Enterprise Market System, not the government. The government was what the Democrats used for the last 12 years. God almighty. In fact, dozens of TV stations carry ABC in Jimmy Kimmel's time slot are going to air the tribute to Charlie Kirk. Sinclair Broadcasting operates 30 ABC affiliates, saying we're going to do the special Charlie Kirk remembrance after Disney pulled the plug on the Jimmy Kimmel show, as it should be. And he says that we're also demanding Mr. Kimmel issue an apology to his family, to Kirk family, and make a meaningful personal donation to the Kirk family and Turning Point USA. Yeah, that's likely. Cut number one here, Flounder. MSNBC. You know that weasely little slice bag with the little glasses, looks like a freaking little pimpy little owl or something. Chris Hayes, that's the guy. Once again, these idiots reacting to Jimmy Kimmel as though Trump is some kind of a Nazi who's responsible for all this. So you're going to hear Chris Hayes on MSNBC complaining about the treatment of Jimmy Kimmel, and then you're going to hear him complaining about how they fired Tucker Carlson for the exact same and different reasons for the two cases, but it shows their hypocrisy. Cut number one, Chris Hayes, MSNBC.
ABC made the announcement Kimmel would indeed be taken off the air indefinitely. And this is just the latest chapter in Donald Trump's ongoing campaign to crack down on free speech, dominate the media, and essentially render the First Amendment meaningless. Right. So it was for the journeyman cable news host Tucker Carlson, just fired from his third network. He believed he could say anything, no matter how vile, no matter how disgusting, no matter how offensive, no matter how dehumanizing or belittling. And if you act like a sociopath over and over and over and over, you will become unpopular on the national stage.
Ta-da!
Just like a basic principle. Over time, probably not going to work out well for you in the long run. Eventually, people will be rightly offended, disgusted by it.
There's Chris Hayes saying, boy, if you say bad stuff on TV, they should fire you. You're a disgusting slime bag. But Charlie Kirk gets blasted by Jimmy Kimmel, and he's now he's a hero because he got pummeled by the Nazi in the White House.
I mean, there's no talking with these people, debating them, because they will lie to your face and be hypocritical to your face, and either they don't see it or they don't want to see it or they don't care.
It's all political. In fact, what bothers me, I've got to slow down here. What bothers me the most, not only about the people, the stars on TV like these guys, but also the people who are supposed to be guiding the truth through the First Amendment to keep America informed. How is it possible that all these newspaper editors and broadcast editors and radio editors who used to have standards in years past haven't said, no, wait a minute, this is just wrong? I Flounder, what, we got a little something on there?
Yeah, we got Adam and Sandy Springs who wanted to chime in on this.
Adam, welcome aboard, sir. What do you think?
Good afternoon. I kind of got in late, but I remember AOC was all over.
We're going to play her next. We're going to play her next, in fact. Yes, sir. We're about to hear it. Another phony.
Right. And one thing, too, I'm thinking probably the same thing as Colbert. All these late-night shows, nobody watches them. They're all losing money for the networks.
Well, again, it's so simple to see what's going on. The whole country's changed. They can't keep doing this stuff. America's not putting up with it anymore. And if advertisers are saying, wait a minute, if this is marketing, they're saying that's not our product, then they're going to react to it. And the people who, are in charge of the product and putting it on the air to get money for it are going to say, oh my God, there goes my money drain. So boom, pow. I mean, it's pretty simple. Anyway, I don't know.
All right, guys, Semper Fi.
Thanks,
Have
man.
a great day.
Appreciate it. In fact, here's AOC. We're going to play cut number 3 here, Flounder. Once again, social media reminding us about these freaking hypocrites shoving their, political expediency down our throats. Are a bunch of freaking cowards. 2019, Ocasio Bang-Bangio Stupidio was celebrating when a certain TV host lost his job for saying bad things. Number 3, Flounder.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News.
Oh, no.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Oh, God. Yeah.
What I will say, though,
she's putting on makeup.
is...
Just to pause for
while I'm very glad that the person that was arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country. I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled, and then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge.
Oh my God!
Out to grip over like the end of a building or something. But deplatforming works, and it is important. And
to get rid of the people you don't like on the air, TV, like Jimmy Kimmel.
Good things can happen.
Deplatforming works.
I mean, yeah. If you
yes,
don't like
it does.
Him, yeah. I hope they, it's just amazing. And again, if you haven't heard this before, you need to hear this. In fact, Jesse Kelly did a long expose about this a couple times, just for the record. Excuse me. Ocasio-Bangbangio-Stupidio, first of all, represents a district in New York which is filled with hookers. Street whores all over her district. It hasn't been cleaned up. She's not been, getting rid of the crime. I mean, just for the record, she has a dirty, filthy, sloppy, crime-ridden district that she's supposed to represent. Okay. Ocasio-Bangbangio-Stupidio is an actress who rarely found work. You can find her. She did some parts in some various films and Enterprise and stuff like that. She was also a dancer. And there's video of her doing dance jobs where she'd be hired to be a dancer in a gig or something like that. So she's an actress and a dancer. That's what she did for a living. She didn't do it very well, and she wasn't very popular. So she also had to support herself for those other two jobs by becoming a bartender. When she was a bartender, of course, the guys liked her because she's got a great rack and she's slutty looking. And as far as, she seems like she's easy. And so that give big tips, and they talked about her. And she got involved with conversation with people and found out that the district in New York City where she lived was trying to find somebody else to run for Congress to get rid of the old fart who had been there for 150 years. And they said, we got to primary this guy and get him out of there. And so they had an audition. And they had the community say, well, let's all gather together. We need to come up with a candidate to run against this guy. And they all kind of talked and chatted and made all kinds of, conversations, stuff like that. And they said, oh, my God, you'd be great. You're young, you're hot, you're smart, you seem like you know what you're talking about. You're a socialist, you're a leftist, you want free stuff for people, and you hate Republican stuff. Well, you'd be freaking great. So they ran her, and she won by passing an audition. The out-of-work actress, dancer, bartender won the seat in Congress. And now she's representing the left side of the Democrat Party. As a phony. And Hillary's back. Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage back. Oh, God. Anyway, I've got so much more. It's 3:30 already. Holy cow. Please join us. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock from Man Country in Florida is coming up, too. Peach Tweets. We got games. Holy crap, it's sports and the whole deal over the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's funnies. Yeah.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Yeah, talk about planting season. Holy smoke. Still hot and steamy and sticky. You can plant anything in this weather. And if you have Stovall & Company, your wholesale landscaping supply company, they'll take care of business. And don't forget, they have the plants and trees, flowers, and irrigation systems and the pipes and all that stuff. But they also have, if you're looking for concrete to build part of an outdoor fireplace or a kitchen out on the deck or something, they've got stuff like that, too. And don't forget, Paul and Company, the boys there, Stovall & Company, a third-generation family, 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton. They have all your stuff. And again, what a bunch of people. If they don't have it and they know where else you can get it, they'll tell you where to go to spend your money somewhere else. It's incredible. What a place. What a company. StovallInc.com.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time to visit Atlanta Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. But wait, there's more. Now through the end of the month, save hundreds of dollars on all Browning, Fort Knox safes and vault doors. Drop by one of our locations or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable comfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with the store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
The only thing better than covering all these Trump wins is watching the left implode over it.
Donald Trump, he's entertaining the world while he's changing the whole freaking planet.
Extra 106.3 is committed to bring you the news you care about most. From Atlanta legends and conservative voices you've relied on for a generation. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Up today, here we go. It's a little meatloaf here. It's just noise so far. 1993 meatloaf, number one in Britain for the first of 5 times with Bat Out of Hell 2. Is there a song in there? What I don't know the song. What is this song? Do we know this song? Flounder, any idea what the hell
I forget
this?
the name of it. The hotkey has the timing, not the name. So.
Oh, my God.
It's off the Bat Out of Hell album.
Yeah. I like the one, you can't get a thing from the Cracker Jack box, the Cadillac kind of thing. Those times, that was one thing. Wasn't that Meatloaf? I think it was Meatloaf.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah. That was me singing, mister. I used to be a soprano.
Don't ever do that again.
I used to be a soloist as a soprano in the boys' choir in 6th grade. Thank you. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Nice. Coming up with it now. Anyway, this is Meatloaf. Is this the one that says you can't buy a Cadillac in the Cracker Jack box? We'll get to the bottom of this here.
The affiliates are complaining.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, we're done. Sorry, my bad. Well, I like music, but once in a while I play a little music. We got a 3-hour show, and that was 12 seconds.
Well, when are you going to start with the music?
Whatever I want to do. Our birthday. I've like 4 hours of sleep over the last 2 days because of my stupid car getting hit. I can't go to. I can't sleep. I'm got freaked out. I'm pissed off. I'm just want to. Just
get over it. It happens.
Oh, there's God. Why didn't I think of that? I should just get the hell over it.
Rear-ended all the
I
time.
know.
It
My
happens.
God, what a of course. Oh, God. Do I feel better already? Woo, woo. Oh, wow. Golly, back to the show.
Snap out of it.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Whoa. Man, that was. Whoa, thank you. Whoa, that's like when you go boom and the guy's got the hiccups. Oh, geez, that always works. Just like that one. Okay, our birthday list includes Carrie Livgren. Carrie Livgren is 76. Carrie Livgren is the guitarist and keyboard player. Now, it says here for the Prato Prague Rock Superstars, Kansas. Proto-Prog or Proto-Prog? Prog? What the hell does that mean? Flounder, you ever heard of that? Proto, P-R-O-T-O, Proto-Prog, P-R-O-G.
I do not.
What the hell does that? Proto-Prog? What does that mean?
What does proto mean? Proto means before or after? What does proto mean?
Pro is before, but proto, I don't understand. Photograph, I don't know.
But anyway, progressive music? Progressive rock?
Well, the prog is probably progressive rock, but what the hell does proto mean? Pro-temporary mean? I don't know. Anyway.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Kansas. That's why I don't understand it.
Oh, they were like before the progressive movement. Well, actually, they weren't. They were because Yes was before them.
Anyway.
They were local. They were Atlanta people.
I'm just saying, that's what it says here. Carry on my wayward son, stuff like that. Anyway, Kerry Livgren, 76, a guitar guy for the Proto-Prog people. And on this day, we did a little TV thing a minute ago. We'll do another little TV thing here for, if you don't mind, on this day in history. It was 1978. The Office sitcom centering on a staff of a little radio station known as WKRP in Cincinnati. Premiered in 1978, created by Hugh Wilson, and it was actually inspired by Wilson's days working for the advertising sales department of radio station WQXI in Atlanta, Georgia. And Skinny Bobby Harper was one of his main guys after whom he developed his characters. They were even some of the stunts, including the famous and infamous turkey drop Thanksgiving episode based on real people and events. The cast of WKRP included Gary Sandy, Howard Hessman. I think that was the one that Skinny Bobby Harper was based on. Gordon Jump, Lonnie Anderson, what's his name? Burt Reynolds' former wife, Lonnie Anderson. Tim Reed, Jan Smithers. She was a pretty lady. Was she the office secretary, I think? Richard Sanders and Frank Bonner. WKRP received 10 Emmy Award nominations, won once. Was syndicated, more popular than the first run. Had a new version. Ran from 91 to 93. Boom, bam, bing, bang, boom. That's fine enough. Anyway, cover Pete and Flounder. Okay, 340. Our number 404-741-1230. 741-123. Hold on now. Cancel that. 404-741-1230. Okay, doc. Now, once again, Jimmy Kimmel was not censored. And the liars on the left are trying to pretend that Donald Trump has shown censorship by eliminating people he doesn't like on the air. No. That was what the liberals did for the last many, many years, using the Department of Justice, FBI, remember all that stuff? And we've got all the emails showing how they started the whole thing from the beginning. Well, okay, just for the record, so you understand, the networks and social media and cable television stations are not bound by any deals with the government. The government's FCC controls radio and TV stations, not networks. For the record, we're going to play cut number 5 here, Flounder. The FCC Commission chairman is Brendan Carr. And I kind of wish he hadn't gotten involved in this. I wish he had stayed out of it, just because then they can try to use it as though they're trying to take over from the federal government. This is one of the things they use as evidence. All he is doing is making a comment. But you're about to hear him. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, says the unprecedented rejection of Jimmy Kimmel by broadcasters is a turning point because they've been serving viewers a bunch of crap for too long, and finally the viewers are saying, we're not going to take this anymore. Flounder, cut number 5 from the FCC.
Broadcast TV is different. We're on a cable show right now. You don't have an FCC license.
See?
You don't have an obligation to serve the public interest. Podcasts don't either. Stand-up comedians, whether they're on lots of forms of communications,
whatever you want.
Kimmel is free to do that. But if you have a broadcast TV license, that means that you have something that very few people have, and you're excluding other people from having access to that valuable public resource, and it comes with an obligation to serve the public interest. And again, over the years, there's been a rule in place at the FCC that local TV stations get to preempt programming that they don't think meets the needs of their communities. But recently, these national programmers, ABC, Disney, Comcast, NBC, they've been exercising outsized control and power over those local TV stations, and there's been no pushback. And this is a very significant moment because local broadcasters are now pushing back on national programmers for the first time that I can think of in modern history. And that's one of the things we want at the FCC. We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
The FCC saying to you that you are the ones that determine what shows up on television. And he says it's good to see the American broadcasters are standing up to the interests of their community. Local broadcasters tell a national programmer like Disney, your content no longer meets the needs and values of our community. Ta-da! And every time you hear somebody on the left saying, oh, there goes Donald Trump again, it's exactly the opposite. And for the record, the history shows the left is the one, the two previous administrations are the ones, well, the two leftist administrations are the ones that use the federal government power to clamp down on information that you should have received in order to make an informed choice for President of the United States. It's as simple as that. And that's the biggest scandal this country has ever had. What happened to the Democrat Party used the government to change American history and perform coups and prevent the American people from making an honest decision on their future. I mean, it's the biggest scandal in the history of the world. This makes Watergate look like a Boy Scout, tipped over a lantern by mistake. Let's do one more here, Flounder. J.D. Vance, once again, to the hateful, switch-hitting President Barack Hussein Pulitat. He had the nerve yesterday or last night. We played the soundbite yesterday. He actually said exactly what we've just been complaining about. He said, as I recall, well, under my administration, Pulitat saying, under my administration, we never had any scandals like this. We never used the power of the government to try to go after people for their comments. Oh my God! Remember the people who said that the school board meeting people who talked out loud at school boards were domestic terrorists? That was the leftist government. That was Christopher Wray and the FBI in cahoots with the government to shut down free speech. Well, J.D. Vance is saying, J.D. Vance apparently didn't hear Pulitat say that, but he's sure reacting to it with Jesse Waters last night. Number 4, Flounder, if you will, J.D.
Barack
Vance.
Obama says your White House is dividing the country and you're exploiting Kirk's death to attack Democrats.
Believe that?
We're not exploiting Charlie Kirk's death to do anything except for achieve justice. And I think if Barack Obama, I haven't seen that comment, Jesse, but if he said that, that's absolutely disgusting. What we're trying to do is understand how young people are getting radicalized and who is funding all of these efforts at radicalization. We saw this in the summer of 2020. Now, thank God that wasn't primarily, actually over 20 people died in the riots in the summer of 2020. That is political terrorism. But it's not just the people who are killing the cops. It's not just the people who are engaging and throwing the Molotov cocktails and in the riots. Where was the money coming from? Who was organizing this violent activity? That is not going after Democrats unless, by implication, you're saying every single Democrat is involved in planning political violence. If that's true, then the problem is on Barack Obama's side. We're going to get to the bottom of the truth, and we're going to stop the political violence. And we're going to do it however we have to do it, of course, within the constitutional limits that Charlie loves so much.
I hope to God that the reason we haven't heard of anybody being hauled off in handcuffs yet, Brennan, Clapper, Jim Comey, stuff like that, is because they're building the cases. We have the emails linking them all together. Remember, Pulitat said, well, we don't really like the way you come up with that investigation, DOJ. Let's change that so we can go after Donald Trump. They said, okay. And they started fixing and lying and stuff in the reports. They got it on tape because they have the emails. All right, okay. 3:46, and probably maybe tomorrow. We'll keep you posted. Look out. Shannon Burke at 5,
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. At RBM of Atlanta, we embody this definition. Convenience is our middle name. With school in full swing and after-school activities taking over all your available time, now more than ever, convenience is a must-have. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for those services. Once the the services have been complete, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz back to you. With over 110 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2025 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor at RBM of Atlanta for details.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
True Prep is celebrating 14 years with their biggest anniversary event ever. It all happens Saturday, September 27th at their Cobb Parkway location in Marietta. You'll find massive savings on dozens of items, plus free food, local vendors, and giveaways every hour from 11 to 2. And here's the big one. They're giving 30% off all used firearms and gear for one day only on September 27th. Don't miss the party, sales, food, and 30% off savings on all used firearms. Celebrate 14 years with True Prep. Get the details at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Oh, crap. There we go. Well, that's not. Hold on. There it is. All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer freaking out here. A little Kiss action for you. 1983. Kiss appeared without their makeup for the first time during an interview on MTV promoting the release of their newest album, Lick It Up. Apologies. 1983. Wow. Kimmer P. Flounder, how's it going? To the phones. John, take priority. Hey, John, you're on the radio, man. What do you think? What's up? Hello, John. Hello.
1 second.
Oh, did we miss him? We'll try again. We're patient. We're going to be here all day. Hey, John.
Hello? Are you there?
Hey, John. Yes, sir. Sorry, our fault. How you doing? Welcome aboard, sir.
Oh, hey, good deal.
Yes,
I saw something earlier this morning. It gives us hope.
Yeah.
It seems Texas has taken a first great step in solving the problem at its root. You know, all of our younger kids have been brainwashed in schools and got them into the condition they're in today. They have decided in Texas that they're going to decertify any teachers who subscribe to this hate Kirk wave that has been going across all these public officials.
Yeah.
So they're going to start weeding out teachers who are brainwashing the kids in the wrong direction.
Well, I do you have a problem with that? Let me ask, if you found out that your daughter or son or your kid was at a school and you found out that their teacher, a homeroom teacher or whatever teacher that was in their class, was actually saluting the evil Charlie Kirk's death and happy that it happened because America's better off without it, would you want that person not only to even be involved with you in any way, would you want that person teaching your child?
Absolutely not.
And what's wrong? And again, that's not being bigoted. That's being that's sorting out the people you want to hang around with and that you want best for your children. I mean, how could anybody be upset when we're reacting to people who feel that way about assassinations? In fact, my God, we could do this all day long. There's this story. There's a story out there that I haven't decided to talk about, but I will for just a quick second. A student at Oberlin College, which is one of the freaky leftist colleges in America, very well known for liberal arts college, and she is whatever it is, are saying that we need to bring back more political assassinations. More of them, yeah. These people believe that. Yeah, it's true.
That's it. That's what I say. The teachers who are teaching in the schools have brainwashed generations of kids who are grown up now and young adults, and that's who you're seeing doing all this stuff.
In fact, I don't know whether you heard about that. Yes, sir, John. Did you hear about the Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage and her fascist business, along with that Randy Weingartner, the communist in charge of the largest teachers union, has now come out with a new book where she's actually saying that if you were a Trump supporter, you're a fascist and a danger to America. The word fascist was a word printed on some of those bullet casings from the assassin. And she's got the nerve, and Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage has the nerve to salute that book about fascism in America and Donald Trump's threats as fascists in America after this guy killed somebody because of fascism, supposedly. What a disgusting, disturbing, freaking anti-American, anti-human being stand to take after what's just happened.
That's what it is. We got to get more patriotism back in the school.
Yeah. John, thanks, man. I appreciate you calling. Thank you, sir. I mean, really, it's unbelievable. There are people, we need more of that. And they're not. And
she, by the way, she is childless.
Yeah.
This woman going around telling everybody into a T-shirt saying there are kids. What she means is the government and the unions think they're your kids.
Right.
It's not your kids. It's not the family's kids or the parents' kids. It's the government and the teachers' union's kids to do with what they will. And if the parents dare step in and ask a question, well, they're fascists.
Well, remember, they're very clear. They said, oh, no, they're our children. When your kids come to school, they are our children. We're the ones who are, grooming them, and they don't call it that, of course. But I mean, I don't know
what happened when I was growing up. Especially my mother knew exactly what was going on in the schools.
They used to go to PTA meetings.
Knew exactly what was going on. When did parents just decide no big deal? Let somebody else teach them?
Yeah. Well, in fact, I'll say that we got a Flounders Funny coming up here in a second. I don't remember my parents ever going to a school board meeting. I don't even know that we had school boards in the 50s. I guess we probably did. But it was the schools and the teachers and the principal who, I mean, those are the ones you want to talk to. What's going on? How's my kid doing? What's he learning? And let me see his papers and grades and how's he acting? I mean, the whole thing. I guess that's gone. I don't know. Anyway, it sure is whatever's happening.
How can you
is
not know what your kid is learning in school?
Yeah. And check his
Especially at government school.
And check his homework and make. I mean, it's old fashioned. It's like old farts like me. And again, wasn't that better? I mean, and then read to your kids before they go to sleep when they're little. I mean, I don't know. Jeez, all right. 3:57. KRP Flounder, and it's Thursday, and we got a little Flounder's funny back there. I'll bet you or some kind. Probably.
These are some Norm Macdonald SNL news desk highlights.
Excellent. Love these.
Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was attacked and killed by another inmate this week. Just before the fight, Dahmer threatened, "Hey, don't mess with me, pal. I used to eat guys like you for breakfast." And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century.
Oh.
The book is entitled, "God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty." Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed. A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise. Just like a snake. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christy's new book, I'm an Idiot.
Norm Macdonald. You can play him every day as far as I'm concerned. And Nate Bargatze and Bill Burr, there were three right there every day, all day long.
That's what we'll play.
There you go. 4 o'clock coming up. Kevin Pete and Flounder, and it's only Thursday. Good grief. Here we go.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.
He's still hoping to end the war in Ukraine. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
It's tougher than I thought, but I've done a lot of tough things.
President Trump saying again he's very disappointed in Russia's President Putin. Also telling Fox's Martha McCallum after meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer that it could help for other NATO allies to put pressure on China.
If Europe did something with respect to China, I think China would probably maybe force an end to the war.
Is there any openness to that? Did Starmer say they would consider that?
Well, I would have done something too, but again, you can't have Europe buying oil from Russia and then have me getting upset with China because they're buying oil from Russia.
President Trump also clarifying a previous comment about a willingness to help by air. He says he meant help to secure the peace after the war is settled. The president is expected to have a call tomorrow with China's leader, in part to finalize a deal to save TikTok from a U.S. ban.
And it sounds like they've approved TikTok, and TikTok is a tremendous amount of money for the United States, so that was nice.
The social media giant has until mid-December to divest from its Chinese parent company, a deadline recently extended again by President Trump. A Pennsylvania prosecutor just confirming an ambush in last night's killing of 3 police officers, saying the gunman who was killed by officers was a suspected stalker who hid at his ex-girlfriend's home, opening fire on officers who came to arrest him. In addition to the 3 officers killed, 2 others were injured. 4 of these 5 officers worked for the Northern York County Regional Police Department, where a makeshift memorial is growing now outside the building. A record day on Wall Street. The Dow up 123 points at the close. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Oh, I could tell my story. I have a Dire Straits story. But you'll make fun of me. Just because I'm trying to think of back when I used to be a man. I don't recognize this song at all. I don't know. Wow, I don't recognize Dire Straits at all.
It's called It Never Rains.
They've only got like 500 songs.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know. But I mean, it sounds more like Dylan or I don't know, somebody. Anyway, I'm just reacting. 1982, Dire Straits had a 7-minute epic called Private Investigations, and it went to number 2 in the British singles chart, held off by number 1 Survivor's Eye of the Tiger. 7-minute long in Dire Straits, and it was... Dire Straits was the record. I bought that girl. I took her for a ride in my Harley in San Francisco when I worked out there, who recognized me at the laundry when I brought my shirts in because I was on TV. And then the other girl who worked there got in a fight with her because she wanted me to take her out instead, and I didn't. I took the other one out, so they had a fight, and the girl who had a fight with her got fired. two girls fought over the Kimmel, believe it or not. Of course, this was 50 years ago. Anyway, 404. I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry. Birthday include Anna DeVere Smith. Anna DeVere Smith is 75. She played Nancy McNally on The West Wing, who was the national security director, as you recall. Anyway, on this day in history, more TV stuff. Doing a lot of TV stuff here for history today. 1965 on this day. Time to Get Smart. The hit spy comedy TV series premiered NBC. Mel Brooks and Buck Henry created it. Don Adams as Max, the inept spy agent 86, aided by the much smarter agent 99, played by Barbara Feldon, the former model. She always gave credit to their success to Max. The two were under the leadership of the chief, played by Edward Platt, and were always at task stopping the evil organization Chaos, with a K. It is said that Brooks and Henry were asked to create a show based on two of the most popular things in entertainment world at the time, James Bond and Inspector Clouseau. Again, we're talking 1965. The show ran 5 years, the fifth airing on CBS instead of NBC, where it started. It won 7 Emmy Awards, Outstanding Comedy Series and Actor Performance Comedy, Don Adams a couple times, 2 Golden Globes. It was not really a huge ratings winner, but later Adams reprised the role without Agent 99 for the movie The Nude Bomb. In 1980, ABC made a movie called Get Smart Again with Barbara Felton in 1989, and was a series on Fox for a little bit with Andy Dick as their son, Zach. Anyway, so there you go. But Get Smart, 1965.
The movie with Anne Hathaway and Steve Carell was okay.
Yeah. I missed it by this much.
And you know who wrote some of and produced some of this?
Buck Henry and Mel Brooks. Yeah. 406, Kevin Pete and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. More, we got a lot of stuff on the Jimmy Kimmel business and Charlie Kirk business. His widow is now the new leader of Turning Point USA, which makes sense. He wanted that all along, but of course, you know that. And by the way, she's apparently quite a woman. I think she was Miss Arizona, and they've been trying to get her to run for office. I think she seems like a very substantial woman. Probably a little too godly for the political crowd. I can't imagine her trying to run for the office or something. They'd probably try to ruin her. Anyway, his widow is now running Turning Point USA. And Jimmy Kimmel's staff are picking up their gear and so forth. And now the unions, just a quick more reaction to what's happened. Again, these people are so freaked out. The unions SAG and AFTRA and WGA are showing their support for Kimmel. He's a member of both of them. They condemn the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel. Our society depends on freedom of expression, freedom of free speech, retaliation for speaking out on significant issues of public concern run counter to the fundamental rights we all rely on. That type of suppression and retaliation endangers everyone's freedoms. The Writers Guild of America and Writers Guild of America East condemn the decision. It's a decision made by the free enterprise company that hired him in the first place.
They hate free enterprise. They want socialism.
Right. They condemned suspension. It's not suspension of free speech. He has a right to still to say what he wants. But he said stupid things that cause his company to say we can't make any money if you keep saying stuff like that because nobody's going to buy the advertising and nobody's going to buy the products and our TV station's going to go to hell in a basket. And again, it's not the networks are not under control of anybody. Networks can do whatever the hell they want. It's the TV station and radio stations are under control of the FCC. We have to have a license to be able to broadcast. The networks do not need a license, and neither does NBC, or CNN or MSNBC or any of the podcasts or anybody else. No, do not need them. You can say anything. Hell, when we did our podcast, all the podcasts, they just say, okay, here's a podcast, ready, go. Say whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
FCC's got nothing to do with you.
As long as you ain't slandering anybody.
Well, as long as you're not calling for vitamin, you can get arrested for doing things that obviously cause a problem. You can't start screaming stuff, and cause a riot and start things. I mean, that's illegal. But again, that's not what Jimmy Kimmel. That's not what the issue is here. And again, they're trying to pretend it's a Donald Trump thing, and it's simply freaking not. And one more quick thing. I thought this was kind of bizarre too. There's a campaign now called Get Charlie Kirk's Starbucks Order on Every Starbucks Menu, unquote. It's a little long for a bumper sticker, but they're actually trying to do this. And it's a cute reason, and also reaction might give you a second thought, which is why I'm even talking about this in the first place. Charlie Kirk was well known for having at least 2 drinks by his side all the time. And his insiders are saying we want to remember Charlie's legacy. Charlie ordered the same drink and kept it with him while he was debating. It's like an iconic thing. It's important to not forget him and remember something about him that he always ordered. Charlie Kirk's favorite order was Starbucks, a mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys. 2 Starbucks cups were photographed near him moments before he was fatally assassinated. The new video, Starbucks, somebody asked Charlie, what do you drink all the time with that Starbucks cup we see? He says, that's a great question. I literally drink this for one reason, because I lose my voice very easily. It is literally just mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys. I drink 9 of them a day. Otherwise, I lose my voice, so now you know the Starbucks order. And they want to have an official Charlie. The restaurants do this. They have drinks for athletes. They'll never do it. But here's the other. Now here's the other thing. In fact, we never thought a lot of things would happen. But all of a sudden, 20 or 30,000 new applications are coming in for Turning Point USA chapters. I mean, that's a good sign. But here's another thing to think about Starbucks, and I agree with you totally. They're never going to do this. But here's what happened in Yucaipa, California. I'm probably mispronouncing that. The lady, a Starbucks worker in Yucaipa, I don't know, California, refused to do something and got in trouble for it. A TikTok user said her husband ordered a mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys, and he wanted to put down, when she said what name, he said Charlie Kirk. And the girl at Starbucks said, oh no, you can't use that name because we don't honor politics here. Well, there's no policy against writing Charlie Kirk's name on a freaking paper cup. And the company got called out for it, so they're saying, we're going to have to figure out something, what the hell our policy is. Can you imagine a freaking clerk at Starbucks had the balls to say, I'm not putting that name on here because we would be honoring politics?
If they don't do any political figures on there, then they got to go by their own rule. If that's the rule.
But there is no rule. The point, Starbucks said there is no rule. No,
Well, maybe
Starbucks
the manager said.
Well, the company says there is no policy against writing Kirk's name on a cup. There's no such policy. Now, if you wanted to write the, F-U, I'm sure they would probably say that's, inappropriate. But you can't say the name you don't like because it's too political. The clerk at Starbucks makes that decision.
By the way,
the nerve of these people. Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
James Woods just found a Jimmy Kimmel Live tweet that basically, when Tucker Carlson got fired, Jimmy Kimmel Live tweeted, "Goodbye, Mother Tucker."
Oh, mercy.
And James Woods says the definition of karma.
That's right. Coming around, going around. Oh, my.
So it's okay when the right gets fired, but
That's
when the
right.
left, oh, my God, it's free speech.
And again, it's Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and it's 4:13. And earlier today, and we'll play it again a little bit later on. If in case the perfect examples of what Pete just said and what James Woods just pointed out, you're going to hear a couple of very well-known liberals who were complaining and saying, boy, that Tucker Carlson should have been fired a long time ago for the things he said. But as soon as the same thing happened to Charlie Kirk's nemesis, Jimmy Kimmel, they're all up in arms as though it's some kind of professional government censorship. What a bunch of freaking hypocrite phonies. Unbelievable. There we go. Meatloaf here. Flounder, you rock, baby. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
At an event last night when word started spreading that ABC had taken Jimmy Kimmel off the air indefinitely, they say. What did he do? He said that the man who murdered Charlie Kirk was part of a MAGA gang, Make America Great Again. Yep, he was a Trump ally, and that they were trying to do everything they could to score political points by implicating conservatives in that assassination. It seems that a group called XTRA that has hundreds of TV stations, many of whom carry Jimmy Kimmel and ABC programming, said that they just weren't going to carry it anymore. ABC had to act. Moving to sarcasm font, Jimmy Kimmel is so immensely talented that he'll have no problem finding another gig. And sarcasm. What really bothers me here is the involvement of the FCC. Brendan Carr is the chairman of the FCC, and he wants to emphasize the fact that broadcasters are given the right to express opinions and they have to act in the public interest. Nonsense. I'm sorry, but the FCC is outdated. They should enjoy every single editorial or programming freedom that any other media outlet enjoys. Don't give me this scarcity of broadcast bans argument. It is no longer valid. The FCC should be doing one thing, protecting rights in the use of a frequency. Nothing more. The rest of it is left up to the public, to the private businesses that own those radio and TV stations. They're taking care of this matter. We don't need federal government involvement. Wish I had more time here, but think about it. Why do we need the FCC controlling editorial content on radio and TV stations? Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
You upgrade your phone, you upgrade your wardrobe, even your lawn. So why not upgrade the part of your home that actually protects your family? Southern Exteriors specializes in roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and they're making it easier than ever before with 10% off any job or 12 months of 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They show up, they do it right, and they stand behind their work. Call them today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co.
Pete Davis here, and as you know, football is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like TDs, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can start with as little as $1. I like doing my research on the games, and tonight it's Miami at Buffalo. I think the Bills' Josh Allen will go higher on his passing yardage projections, and James Cook to do the same on his rushing yards. It's simple, it's fun, it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You could be next. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. It's September, football's back, the mornings are cooler, but that grass, still growing strong. That's why you need a Toro mower. With powerful engines, precision cutting, and comfort that lasts, Toro makes quick work of late season mowing. Keep your lawn looking game day ready. Get your own Toro from Howard Brothers. Their experienced team is ready to serve you at any of their 7 locations across North Georgia. Find one near you at howardbrothers.com. Howard Brothers, serving the community since 1955.
Hey, it's a Kimmer talking about Stovall.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best, they don't carry, and referred me to one of their competitors. That's how good they are. And sure enough, he was right. The material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. Makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Folks, when it comes to landscaping supplies, start at Stovall. 11 locations around Atlanta. Online at stovallinc.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. We still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates, and they're primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Now, this was huge for the Eagles. 1979. A big release here. The Eagles' Heartache Tonight. From their album The Long Run, released today in 79. The song originated from a jam session between Glenn Frey and J.D. Souther, who would visit Glenn Frey's home in L.A. whenever he was in town on tour. Frey and Souther wrote the first verse while they were listening to Sam Cooke's songs. Again, they were jamming, and in the heat of the jamming, Glenn Frey called Bob Seger on the phone and sang him the verse. Seger then blurted out the chorus right here. Seger gave him that on the phone call. What amazing. That must have been a time.
He gave him, I know?
The Heartache Tonight, I know. Yeah, apparently. And gave him the chorus. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 421. And our birthday list. Now, Pete Davis, this used to be a sports thing. Now it's got to be a newsy thing because of the nature of what happened with his career. Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville, 71, United States Senator from the great state of Alabama. Of course, he was a coach. I don't know what he's done in the Senate. He shows up every once in a while. I think it's just as a celebrity. He was pretty easily, adaptable. Tommy Tuberville, 71. He was a coach at Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, and the last one, University of Cincinnati. for a year, I think about like 2019, maybe something like that. Anyway, and on this day in history, this is kind of interesting. You know, we now have the War Department, the Department of War with Pete Hegseth. But on this day in 1947, the National Security Act goes into effect. The National Security Act created the CIA. It also formed the Air Force as its own military branch. But this National Security Act of 1947 also created the National Military Establishment, or NME. Well, the problem is when they said, yes, he's the director of the enemy. Wait a minute, he's the director of the enemy? Well, we can't say he's the director of the enemy. It sounds too stupid. So they changed it to Department of Defense. And that's where they got the name after World War II. The Department of the Enemy. Idiots. So finally, Sarah said, no, wait, all right, hold on a minute now. Can you imagine that meeting? Bob, my God, man. You can be head of the enemy. Fruit ball. Anyway, 422. Cover Pete and Flounder. And one more. Hillary Rodham, P. Stinky Fart Cabbages. But we'll just try to make this brief because she makes me want to throw up. I mean, I see her face and I hear, whenever you hear her, and I can't stand to listen to her with that nasty, whiny, snarly little voice of hers, how she got away with the coup and trying to ruin America forever. Well, Hillary Rodham, P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, and the American Federation of Teachers, Randy Weingarten, got together. Randy Weingarten has a new book and calls her political opponents fascists. Calling you and me fascist, Donald Trump fascist, the White House administration fascists. So Hillary Rodham, P. Stinky Fart Cabbage said, congratulations to my friend Randy on her Why Fascists Fear Teachers. From banning books to controlling curriculum, authoritarians go after public education because it's a cornerstone of democracy, says Hillary, along with a picture of Randy Weingarten holding her book. It's a critical reason for they're ready for this moment. Fascism was what they put on some of the bullets from Charlie Kirk's assassin. They're ready. She wrote a book on a word she doesn't even understand. This is right after Charlie Kirk's assassination a week ago. Full speed ahead. These people are freaking sick. And again, Hillary Rodham, P. Stinky Fart Cabbage committed 32,000 felonies by erasing those emails, which were under federal subpoena. She also, with the guy who's still working for government under Biden. The name won't come out, but the guy who was in charge.
Jake Sullivan,
with the phony document. It all goes on and on and on. I mean, it all goes back to Putty Tat and Hillary, and they did it with Clapper and Brennan and Jim Comey and Christopher Wray. And again, yesterday, and again, I'll make this brief, but if you hadn't heard it, look up Operation Arctic Frost. That was Christopher Wray's FBI operation where they faked almost 100 investigations of fake information to put on the record against almost 100 Republicans and Republican conservative organizations and companies. And when they opened the investigation of all these companies for phony charges, that gave prosecutor Jack Smith enough information to say, oh my God, the FBI is investigating all this stuff because of Donald Trump trying to steal the election. Oh my God, let's arrest him. And that's what led to the Mar-a-Lago raid and the Donald Trump charges of secret document crap. And it all started with Christopher Wray at the FBI, the disgrace of Atlanta, the suspected Russian agent who deliberately lied and deceived us on the Hunter laptop to change the election in honor and for the benefit of Joe Biden. And they got caught, and it's all out there. And so now, again, how come no handcuffs? How come no video perp walking? I assume they're putting the evidence together. They have emails. But I guess you have to get, they need to do depositions and people under oath and see who's going to turn on. How many people do you think they're going to have to interview before someone says, oh, God, I'm not going to jail for this, and turns on the bad guys? I'm serious. I mean, I hope the reason there's been nothing yet. I know. I'm hoping to God that the reason we haven't seen it is because they're working behind the scenes. Again, it's going to be an enormous investigation to file actual federal charges against those people.
An entire generation would be lost in any faith whatsoever with the government, which frankly would be a good thing.
It would be a good thing. It's either that or a revolution. Again, look what's happening. You're killing people. Ladies and gentlemen, they're killing people. And still saying it's okay to be killing people in the name of leftist politics.
If Kamala had won, and she'd be another puppet being controlled from behind the scenes by the Jake Sullivans, the Valerie Jarretts, the Susan Rices, that other wench from the UN who did all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how it would be just like Britain right now, where if you say something on social media that someone doesn't like, the police come and threaten to arrest you.
Yeah.
That's how bad it would be right now with the DOJ and the FBI cracking down on Catholics and parents at school board meetings. They would have doubled down. The IRS would have grown by another 100,000 agents.
They arrested people praying outside of abortion clinics, sitting there silently praying, got arrested.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Democrat Party. This is the leftist. And she came close to winning. I mean, it wasn't, it was a landslide for, the states, thank God, that didn't transition to her side. But still, she was in it. It should have been 80-20 vote. And by the way, speaking of Carmela's side piece, she says she would have picked little Mayor Pete Buttigieg instead of that running mate she had to pick. But she says the problem was he was too much of a sniveling little queer. That she likes regular gay guys, but Pete Buttigieg was too much of just a sniveling little sissy, a little freaking weasel who still rides a girl's bike, and so she wanted like a real manly gay guy instead of this little Tinkerbell. And of course, then because she was afraid that he would ruin the ticket, so she went with Tim Walsh, Mr. Dancing Fairy Fingers. This freaking guy. Oh my God. And that's how he made his announcement he's running for governor again. He starts doing his little dancing fairy fingers in the air in front of all the TV cameras. And again, the man faked having a gun in war. He put tampons in the boys' rooms. He had Fink on your neighbors. Oh, my God. What can you say about this traitor to his country?
James Woods had another great thing a couple days ago, and I'd seen the picture. Remember when Pete Buttigieg and his butt plug buddy
Chasten.
bought a child?
Yeah, Chasten.
They bought a baby?
Yeah, two of them. They got two now.
Okay. They had the photo of them sitting in a hospital bed holding the baby, like they were about to breastfeed or something like that. And James Wood goes, you know what? You have these two guys that are cosplaying as a woman like they've just given birth in a hospital.
Right.
They're just mocking women.
Yeah, that's right.
And mothers.
Yeah, where's the reaction? Where's the reaction?
You can't say anything because they're sacred these days.
Right. And also, remember, Pete Buttigieg also took off, he'd take 6 months off to learn how to breastfeed. I was literally
chest feed, Kimmer.
Oh, I'm sorry, chest feed. Yeah, it was 4 or 6 months that he just disappeared to get used to having baby. Now he's got two of them. They have two kids.
Yeah, and how many stories do we get a month of these gay couples that somehow managed to get a kid?
Yeah.
And one of them, I forget, it was in Minnesota somewhere. One of the guys is actually a convicted sexual predator.
Oh God!
And he managed to get a kid.
Obviously, if an orphan or a child needs to be adopted, you'd rather have them adopted into a loving home,
yes.
Than not be adopted. But you got to make sure you can't have predators and criminals adopting babies.
How many stories in the last year we had where the guys were arrested? They not only adopted the kids, but they were basically making film of them, having sex with them, and then having other guys come in and have sex with them and posting it.
Yeah, they were
and
pimps
selling the pornography. That's been happening over and over again.
Yeah. So excuse us for being, concerned. And again, it has nothing to do with being gay. If you're gay, God bless you. If you're a real gay person, then you're a real gay person. Fine, have a ball. Hope your life is happy and you find love and everybody's all happy.
But if you think you're more important and more special, and your rights supersede the child's rights, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah,
because I will bowl you over to protect the child.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn what you are.
Yeah, you're in the way. Yeah. 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Thursday. Shannon Burke in half an hour, 5 o'clock. It's almost 4:30 already. Hot and steamy. Woo! Here we go. Still summer-like. Officially,
cool up here.
True. Yeah. Well, in the mountains of Macon,
Nice up here.
Well, look out.
Get connected to Extra 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at XTRA 106.3.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite Extra shows in crystal clear digital on the Extra 106.3 app.
Yes, saving your treasures of the past with Atlanta Safe House. Silly, of course, Atlanta Safe House. I love going through my stuff. And again, my kids, I want that, Daddy, want that, stuff like that. So keep it safe and sound because you never know what's going to happen, especially if you're getting up there like the Kimmer. And aside from things like, obviously, medical records and financial records and real estate records and marriage and divorce papers and, your living will, for crying out loud. I mean, that's as important as anything you could have. And stuff you want to keep saving, pictures and stuff. And don't forget gun safes, no sales tax on gun safes. And here's some great news. For the rest of the month, and you're running out of time, for the rest of this month, big time Charlie sales on Browning safes and Fort Knox safes. And they have Atlanta Safe House, show them up there in Nackworth on Industrial Boulevard. They have safes that you can put bows and arrows in them and handguns and jewelry drawers. And they can rent you a safe. They can repair a safe. They can change your reset code. I mean, this company, these Jeff and Mark and the whole family up there believe in taking care of your rights as well as they take care of your stuff. Sales and rebates, and they got them all to look at you too. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. Look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards. So you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to make the switch to electric, this is it. At Jim Ellis Chevrolet, limited time incentives on select EVs are here now, but only through September 30th, 2025.
That means if you've had your eye on an electric car, this could be your last chance to save thousands of dollars.
Whether it's the all-new Chevy Blazer EV, the powerful Silverado EV, or something in between, now's the time to plug in and move forward.
Plus, at Jim Ellis Chevrolet, we make the switch easy with expert guidance, flexible financing, and a friendly team ready to help you every step of the way.
Don't wait. Visit Jim Ellis Chevrolet today or head to jimellischevrolet.com to find out more. But hurry, these savings disappear after September 30th. Jim Ellis Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
The legend Neil Bort sees only on XTRA 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
After World War II, the left needed a new way to demonize conservatives. Well, we had just defeated a horrible enemy, Adolf Hitler, and fascism. So that's what we'll do. We'll just accuse conservatives of being fascist. Everybody hates fascists.
Atlanta Talk radio legends are only on XTRA 106.3.
Yeah, what do you want, buddy? What's your problem? Yeah, you talking to me there, mister? What? What's that? Put the sing, Wild Cherry, baby. 1976, you know. One night stand and one hit wonder. Wild Cherry, 3 weeks, #1 in America. This song started as a B-side. That was only hit they had in Britain and made #7. And here's what they're wondering. There we go. Yeah. Wild Cherry. Play that funky music, white boy. 1970. What a title. I mean, who came up with that title? I wonder. But hell, it was a big one. #1 and only hit for them. Our birthday list, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, is Patrick Schwarzenegger. Is 32, former model. He was in a movie called Midnight Sun. He was in Echo Boomers. He was in the last season of White Lotus. And you may know Patrick Schwarzenegger, 32 years old today, because he is the son of Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's like a TV celebrity or something like that. 438, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230 if you'd like to join us. And on this day in history, 1973, future President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, files a report with the International UFO Bureau on September, this day, 18th of 1973, saying he saw one. And he saw it back in 1969. He was forthcoming. He said that he described waiting outside a Lions Club meeting in Leary, Georgia, 7:30 p.m. He spotted what he said, quote, the damnedest thing I've ever seen in the sky. 10 or 12 other people witnessed the same thing, described the object as very bright, changing colors about the size of the moon. The object hovered for about 30 degrees above the horizon, moved in toward the earth and away before disappearing into the distance. He later told a reporter that after the experience, he vowed never again to ridicule anyone who claimed to have seen a UFO. During the campaign for president 3 years later, 1976, Carter promised, if elected, he would encourage the government release every piece of information about UFOs available to the public and scientists. However, when he won, he backed away, saying the release of the information might have defense implications and pose a threat to national... You know, at some point, somebody's going to release it all. And I think they probably have little men back there made out of freaking something or other, space objects. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't trust these people. I think they're scared that everybody's going to, oh, my God, they're here. And I'll bet they're here, and I'll bet they've been here for 1 million years under the sea. I'll bet they're underneath the sea and into the plasma, or what do they call it, the schmegma, or whatever it is, under freaking the middle of the earth. Yeah, the schmegma under of the Earth's core. Magma under the Earth's core. I mean, I'll bet you. I bet you, again, they're not like people. They're whatever their entity is.
Lizard people.
Yeah, well, could be. I think that's why they can go in the water at 150 or 200 miles an hour with no means of propulsion. They just go.
You're ambidextrous. Yeah, you're right.
Amphibious, even. Anyway, and so I guess we'll never know. And Donald Trump said the same thing.
Interdimensional. I mean, this is they're interdimensional.
It must be that it's just so hard for someone to say, okay, we just can't release this stuff. They won't be able to take it.
I think they're close to doing it. I think they're close to letting it out.
Well, it would seem to me. Now, I understand back when they used to do the science fiction movies in the 50s and 40s, whatever. The giant, the blob and the beast that ate the earth or whatever. That people were, hell, the War of the Worlds had, people threatening to commit suicide because of the Martian invasion with Orson Welles, for crying out loud. So America has changed so much now with all the information and all the thought about cerebral things and the internet and all. I mean, just the information overload.
The breakdown of society. I mean, think of the religions that will have to change. Or
well, on the other hand, maybe does it. Well, I mean, this is a little stupid.
We could be out of a job as ministers.
Well, but let me ask you this now. And again, I'm sorry, Flounder, were you trying to click me? There we go.
Well, when you're done with your train of thought, we got 2 phone calls.
Okay. Well, I will just. I'll say a quick thing, and we'll go right to the calls. I won't try to explain it first. What if the whole thing is, God has the right to have as many universes as He wants? I mean,
as many people as He wants.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say God didn't do everything? If there's a God in charge of everything, then God's in charge of all those other life things too. What's the problem with that? You can still believe that He put us here for our reason. He did them there for their reason. I don't know. Anyway, phone calls. Flounder, what do you got there, sir? Please.
First, we got Swatoon.
Swatoon, how you doing, my friend? What's going on? What do you think?
Well, about this alien stuff and the God.
Yeah.
Of course, we have angels and then we have demons. I mean, those aliens might be one of those things.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If they are born in Bermuda Triangle, are they American citizens or they are aliens?
the American Triangle, not the Bermuda Triangle. That's a great question. I don't know. I gotta go. You're killing me. Thank you, Scott. And we got another one there, phone.
Kevin,
how you doing, man? What's up? What's going on?
Hey, Kimmel, what's going on, buddy?
Yes, sir. What's
I have just given you a call today, man. I've been calling the morning show since last week.
Yeah.
I'm as mad as the rest of you guys with this Charlie Kirk thing.
I know.
But I've got a recommendation about how you can channel this energy and do something locally.
All right, sure.
There's an election right now.
Yeah.
In Senate District 21.
Oh, no.
It's the northeast part of Cherokee County and the northern part of Fulton.
Yeah, give me a ballot. I'll go up there and fill it out for
you.
him.
You can early vote today.
Oh, all right. Oh, damn.
You can early vote tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
The election is Tuesday.
All right, sure.
The candidate is actually going to be on the morning extra tomorrow morning. His name is Jason Dickerson.
Okay.
The seat's been vacated by Brandon Beach because he took an appointment from the Trump administration.
Okay, all right. I want to get all day about the political thing, but and now he's a Republican, or I mean, we know anything about him?
Yeah,
or?
Jason Dickerson is the Republican.
Okay.
This seat was won by Brandon Beach 75% to 25%. 14% of the public turned out, and we almost gave this seat to a Democrat. It's now in a runoff.
Okay.
Today and tomorrow you can go vote. And next Tuesday, all of the polling places are open.
Okie doke. All righty.
Don't let one of these moonbat Democrats get it.
All right, Kevin. Thank you. A little specific for the worldwide audience, but this is good. Go vote and do the right thing. That's a good topic and a good message. 4:45, and Shannon Burke joins us at the top of the hour here, Man Country, Florida, or something there.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new Extra 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmel Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labatt. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Fall is here, football is back, and so is the perfect time to celebrate with something unforgettable. From September 15th through the 21st, enjoy up to 60% off all bridal and fine jewelry in store during our big Percentage Week sale. As proud partners of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, we know what it means to shine on game day and every day. But hurry, once an item is gone, it's gone. Visit any of our 3 locations, Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg, or book your private appointment now at SolomonBrothers.com for the best selection and service. Family owned, trusted for generations, and home to Georgia's largest selection of fine jewelry. Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Luxury, value, legacy. We will run out of the hottest items. Do book your appointment early and don't miss the Percentage Week, September 15th through 21st only. Solomon Brothers, where Georgia celebrates luxury, value, and legacy.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Yes, the name says windows, but Peach State has been building and restoring Georgia's finest decks for decades. The same quality and attention to detail. When fall hits Georgia, the deck part of the heart of the home. Game day, cookouts, and family dinners, cool evenings under the stars. Here's a problem. Most decks in Atlanta were not built to today's safety and code standards. One bad board, one weak railing, suddenly your Saturday night turns into an emergency room visit. Don't risk it. Call the experts at Kimmel Trust, who've known 25 years. Peach State. Jeff and his team give you a free deck inspection. This is not a sales pitch, an honest safety check from foundation to finish. Need more than a repair? Peach State can build the perfect upgrade. Classic wood, modern composite, or a custom design. 0% financing, no payments till the job is done. Safety and style, both affordable. Don't wait. Here's the number, 770-485-8011, or visit peachstatewindows.com today. Trusted by families, trusted by the Kimmer, trusted for decks that last. peachstatewindows.com. Who? Exactly. 71. First and only British #1 album, Who's Next? It was the Who's 6th album. Featured Won't Get Fooled Again. And this is the one with the 1971. The cover artwork shows a photograph taken at Easington Colliery of the band going wee-wee on a large concrete piling. But according to the photographer, most of the guys couldn't, tinkle, so they used rainwater tipped from an empty film canister to make it look like they had just gone #1 on their thing with it here. Well, just for the classy part of the historical act there. The Who. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes Frankie Avalon. Frankie Avalon is 85. Teen idol from the 50s. Did all those beach movies with Annette Funicello. His biggest hit was Venus in Blue Jeans, Mona Lisa with a ponytail. You know him also for Beauty School Dropout in Greece. Frankie Avalon, 85. He actually could sing. Remember, Fabian was a teen idol like this guy. What did I say? Frankie Avalon. But Fabian was, couldn't sing. Fabian, in fact, was sitting on a bench of one of those row houses in Philadelphia when a manager or somebody drove by and said, "Boy, kid, I could make you famous," and he did. And it was pretty weird. And a quick history thing, and then we're going to do a little something here from Pete Davis in the Mountains of Macon. On this day in 1964, cartoonist Charles Addams created a series of single-paneled cartoons featuring his creation of the Addams Family for the New Yorker magazine in 1938. The cartoon was so popular, a TV series was soon developed. The odd family, wealthy with a love of the macabre, and were never really aware they were different from others in the neighborhood. The family was Father Gomez, John Aston, Mother Morticia, Carolyn Jones. She was hot. I used to, Oh, yeah. She was that sultry, black-haired, black-eyed beauty. Oh, man. And Slinky. Oh, he's a slinky little devil. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Carolyn Jones. Daughter was Wendy, Lisa Loring, that hot blonde. Son Pugsley is Ken Weatherwax. I believe he was related to Rudd Weatherwax, who owned and trained Lassie, if I'm not mistaken. The Uncle Fester was Jackie Coogan. Grandmama was Blossom Rock. And their butler, Lurch, you rang, was Ted Cassidy. 450. What's that?
About Thing.
Thing. Yeah, I mean, they didn't say give credit to Thing. The Thing was the hand, of course, as you know. A thing. Like Thing. Anyway, 453. You rang. Didn't he answer the phone? Was the Thing answered the phone? I think.
Yes, he picked up the phone and handed it to him.
Handed to someone.
By the way, that Wednesday series on Netflix is a huge hit.
Yeah. And now, in fact, I told you, they have a Wednesday drink at one of the at Wendy's. Wendy's now on Wednesday has a Wednesday special drink with dark, sauce, like a scary, spooky kind of thing to make up for the part of the movie. Anyway, the series. 453, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we got, we got these one-liners all over the place hanging around there. We got, memes, and I got some Babylon Bee stuff coming up here. We keep track of every day. We got a little thing we like to get Pete Davis involved with, the thing we call Pete's Tweets.
All right, Mike the engineer found this nugget of joy.
Yes.
After careful consideration, I've decided not to give up my guns to the very people who want me dead.
I love it.
Rhonda points out that Hamburger Helper only works if the hamburger is ready to accept that it needs help. The Lancashire, England Telegraph headline reads, "Woman jailed after exposing herself to group of children in park." To which J.K. Rowling tweets, "This is a man who exposed his penis to children. Journalism is supposed to accurately report reality. Media organizations that brazenly push the quasi-religious belief that men are women, if they say so, cannot be trusted." Thank you.
Thank you.
And Levon says his wife gets embarrassed when people come over and our dog sniffs their crotch. Mainly because Mainly because he's a Jack Russell Terrier, and I have to lift him up to do it.
I'm going to show you one more time. Speaking of Charlie Kirk's Babylon Bee says, the New York Times has issued a minor clarification that Charlie Kirk said Hitler is bad, not Hitler is good. So this would be one claim. Also, cancel culture. Leftists fired simply for having a different opinion on whether conservatives should be murdered. And FBI debates whether or not they should investigate trans terrorist murder planning committee Discord channel, while universities quietly cancel Kill Conservatives 101 courses. I mean, these freaking people. And again, in fact, let's do this, Flounder. We have time. Let's play. Okay, we're going to play a soundbite here, maybe a couple of them before the top of the hour. The hypocrites on the left. You're going to hear a soundbite, 50-second soundbite. The first part of it is Chris Hayes, that idiot from MSNBC, and he is going to be telling you how horrible it is that Jimmy Kimmel got censored, which is not true, and that he got attacked because of what he said. And then you're going to hear him from a past time when he said it's about time they fired Tucker Carlson because he was saying bad things he shouldn't have said. Showing the hypocrisy. Flounder, cut number one. Here's Chris Hayes on the Charlie Kirk and Jimmy Kimmel business.
ABC made the announcement Kimmel would indeed be taken off the air indefinitely. And this is just the latest chapter in Donald Trump's ongoing campaign.
Trump had nothing to do with it.
Crack down on free speech, dominate the media, and essentially render the First Amendment meaningless. So it was for the journeyman cable news host Tucker Carlson, just fired from his third network. He believed he could say anything, no matter how vile, no matter how disgusting, no matter how offensive, no matter dehumanizing or belittling. And if you act like a sociopath over and over and over and over, you will become unpopular on the national stage. That's just like a basic principle. Over time, probably not going to work out well for you in the long run. Eventually, people will be rightly offended, disgusted by it.
There you go. Can you believe what you just heard? MSNBC's Chris Hayes just said, if you say bad things on television like that rotten guy Tucker Carlson, by God, you should get fired. After he said, well, they can't believe they fired Jimmy Kimmel because cracked down on the First Amendment by Donald Trump. Yeah. I mean, the duplicity of these that's evil. I mean, that's just evil.
And they know someone's going to find that and show that,
they
don't care because their minions that watch are so enamored with them and believe everything that comes out of their mouths and pie holes that they're not going to question.
Not only that, they're not going to remember that. Somebody put this together on social media, God bless them, because now we can tell you can hear it. But the people who heard him only on the first comment are going to say, oh boy, that damn Donald Trump, he's after going First Amendment again.
That's right.
These people should be in prison.
It's the same thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene just had to go after Jasmine Crockett at the House today because Jasmine Crockett is still saying it's a MAGA Republican that killed Charlie Kirk. And Marjorie Taylor Greene went after her.
Yeah, it's un-American. If we have sound of that, if we can find any sound of that or more into it, I mean, honestly, we have to hold these people's feet to the fire. Flounder, do we have time for Flounder's Funnies?
I'm going to have us too long, so I'll get you on the other end. I apologize.
Okay. Now, was that just Jasmine Crockett thing? I haven't seen it. Is that from today or was that?
About an hour ago. It came down. I don't know when it happened.
All right, hold on a second. Hey, doll, look at you with your God. Oh, I'm sorry. She's just so proud. She waves at me and lets me call her baby. We do a little hand slap like that, and I say, hey, baby, how you doing? And she smiles, and
I swear I knew her.
Anyway, I'll tell you what, Flounder. Let's play Donald Trump. Cut number 2. How about the Jimmy? It's a quick soundbite. We got plenty of time for Donald Trump on Jimmy Kimmel getting taken off the air because of what he said, not because of the government.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
Donald Trump over in England. And he also posted at 2 o'clock in the morning on social media on... what the hell? I forgot what it's called. Truth Social. There you go. All right, it's coming up. Shannon Burke joining us from Man Country, Florida. A minute right after the 5 o'clock news check. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Look out.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
A free speech fight. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Democrats in Congress say the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel's show after comments he made following Charlie Kirk's death is censorship.
Donald Trump doesn't want a democracy. He wants a throne, and his cronies are clearing the way.
Florida Congressman Maxwell Frost accusing the Trump administration of implementing what he calls a dangerous agenda to punish opposition.
Fascism is not on the way. It is here.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling for the head of the Federal Communications Commission to resign or be fired. FCC Chair Brendan Carr just telling Fox.
These were local TV stations licensed by the FCC that have a public interest obligation to serve their local community. They pushed back on Disney and said, we don't think that this type of programming is responsive to the needs of our viewers in Utah, in Pennsylvania. And that's exactly the way the system is supposed to work.
Democrats suggesting FCC pressure was part of ABC's Kimmel decision. Parent company Disney and a media company that owns stations both have upcoming business with the FCC. President Trump says Kimmel said a horrible thing, but was fired for bad ratings more than anything else.
Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
He's also doubling down on finding out who funds Antifa after designating the left-wing group as a terrorist organization. A prosecutor says 5 officers shot in Pennsylvania yesterday were ambushed.
This began as an incident of domestic violence.
York County DA Tim Barker says the gunman, who was ultimately killed as officers returned fire, was suspected of stalking his ex-girlfriend and was hiding in her house, opening fire when police arrived with a warrant for his arrest. 3 officers were killed, 2 others injured, including a sheriff's deputy. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of blank. Ready on your dog, target. Hair, help, hair, help, help, road guards out. Hair, help, hair. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and Man Country, Florida with Shannon Burke.
Yeah.
She's there. I know. It's an incredible, magical connection, my friend. How's it going?
You know we're called Florida Man Radio.
Man Radio, baby. That's as it should be.
I didn't see man in your name.
No, they don't give us crap. I don't even have a desk over here. They didn't think I'd last this long. I don't even have a freaking cubicle. It's nothing. Anyway, how you doing, man? What's
doing
going on?
all right, man. What's happening?
Well, here it is. These people are. We're talking all day, and we're going to talk again for a while about all of a sudden these liberals were so happy when Tucker Carlson got fired because he said bad things on television. You can't say bad things on TV because we'll come and get you because we hate you. But as soon as the idiot Jimmy Kimmel said bad things on TV and got fired, they say it's a violation of the First Amendment. As though networks have anything to do with the First Amendment. It's the TV stations and radio stations have the rule. Anyway,
Right.
Unreal. So.
And the whole notion of the way it's going to be sold, or the way it's already been sold, is Trump called down to Brendan Carr at FCC, said, put on some heat on these people.
There is no heat. There's no heat. The FCC cannot do anything to ABC television. There's no license the networks have to have anything to do with the government. Nothing. They can put on anything they want. The same with CNN and MSNBC and podcasts. They're not regulated by anybody.
And, these Nexstar and Sinclair, these people have to service their, serve their communities, and that show wasn't serving anybody's. Plus, I think lost 43% of his ratings since Trump came back to office.
Well, again, it's very simple. And again, I hope everybody understands how simple this is. Really, a TV and radio station. A TV and radio station has to obey by a license from the FCC, serving the public interest, convenience, and necessity. And if they do something stupid, they lose their license. Well, the TVs and radio stations live with advertising, where companies want to give the radio and TV stations money to advertise their projects and products and so forth. So the companies advertise and they make money. The TV stations and radio stations get money, so they make money, and everybody's happy. And all of a sudden, when the TV stations start playing something that's really crappy, the advertisers are going to say, I'm not going to be on your TV station anymore. So there goes that money. So the TV station is saying, no, wait a minute. If I'm losing my money, I'm going to get rid of the guy who's causing me to lose the money. Ta-da! How hard is that to understand? It's all money. If you're not going to get money coming in, you're going to stop the person who's making you lose money. Duh. My God. I mean, and they're making this some kind of First Amendment thing. It's got nothing to do with this.
Yeah, he's not in jail.
He's not censored. He spoke. He was not censored.
No,
he can speak today. He was not arrested. Nobody came after him. The government had nothing to do with any of that. I mean, these freaking politics. I'm telling you, my head's exploding.
These people don't understand. They don't understand consequences for the things they say.
You can say whatever you want, as if you're going to have to accept consequences for it if it goes over things that do violate us. And by the way, if you work for a company, the guy at that company has the right to say, I don't want you to say that stuff, and you're representing me. You're fired. Okay,
right.
Like us.
They didn't say ABC. They still have other affiliates. I mean, the one here in Central Florida is owned by Cox. Just Nexstar and Sinclair, but there's enough of those to where
Well, a lot of stations are instead of Charlie Kirk, they're going to play the Charlie Kirk special on their stations tonight on ABC, as opposed to the Jimmy Kimmel thing, which I think is hysterical. I think it's wonderful.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It is really good.
And it's their local decision based on what is right for their audience, for their company. It's as simple as that. It's got nothing to do. It just shows their phoniness of all these leftists going crazy.
It's going to be sold as political pressure. Yeah. They're already, Chris Murphy is saying that. But if you recall,
he's a pimp.
Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries wrote a letter to Fox and said, we want you to get rid of him. He's divisive, whatever. Right. That's government pressure on a company to get rid of somebody.
Well, and of course, for the last several years, the pressure was, and in fact, they're claiming that Trump is using pressure to censor free speech. It was the Democrats over the last several administrations under Democrats who used the government to literally censor free speech and threaten people like Facebook, saying, you better not, how you like that little wife of yours there, Marco? You put that Hunter laptop story on there, you might get hit by a car going home tonight or something. Not that it would happen, I mean, seriously, they use the government against the free speech of the people. Forever. And they're complaining that Trump's doing it when they did the whole thing for years, and Trump has done anything but open it up and suffering the consequences. It's just unbelievable. I hate these people. I just hate them.
Yeah, I hate them too. Are you any of you boys excited about the possibility of seeing Bridget Macron's lady parts?
Well, now I'm not sure we know that story up here in the northern part.
That she's suing. They're suing Candace Owens. And in suing Candace Owens here in the United States, the Macrons say that they are going to offer scientific and visual court evidence to prove that Brigitte is a woman.
Oh boy,
she
said she was a gay. I'd forgotten. I'd totally forgotten that about. And again, was anything with the age difference or anything? Or I don't even know what the issue is these days anymore.
What, between the two?
Yeah.
I don't know. She was his teacher in grade school.
Yeah.
I'll give you an idea.
Well, I think she's like 72 and he's 41 or something ridiculous thing like that.
Yeah. I mean, so they're going to have to, it's going to have to be a full body, full frontal nudity.
No, that's not going to be good.
No, with visual and scientific proof. That's what they say. Even her great suffering of having to do this, it's upsetting and very suffering, but it's a process that she has to do. She's 100% ready to meet that burden. And I think it's really just Emmanuel Macron wanting to make sure that everybody knows he's not married to a man.
Oh,
ooh la la.
Yeah. Merci.
Okay, if she does this, and they prove that she's a woman, can they finally shut Candace Parker the hell up?
Yeah.
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens was whatever.
She's gone off the deep end. I don't know.
Well, in fact, there was a story just today I read about how Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens kind of broke up. They were very, very close 10 years ago, and then Charlie Kirk,
crazy.
She went nuts. Yeah, he said she kind of went off the deep end, and they had to kind of split apart, and that was a shame because they were very, very close for 10 years, and then not anymore. Well, obviously,
she got married, had a baby, and then started hating Jews, and it's been. I mean, she's insane.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Plus, I think she kind of glommed onto the Alex Jones model. We just say the most outrageous stuff you can say, and you'll get more followers.
Alex Jones.
Well, she was one of the faces of the young conservatives, and I think they passed her by. And she's now just grasping at straws.
Well, I don't know. I think tonight in our local affiliate, in place of Jimmy Kimmel, we get a Celebrity Family Feud. So,
but late night television will never be the same. TV anchor people are also not going to be the same. Everything's changing.
Well, I thought maybe 3 or 4 years ago I was reading that the day of the $20 million a year talking heads were over, but they're all still here.
Well, but they're not anchor people.
Works one day a week.
Yeah, but they're not the anchor people. The people making that money are, well, I guess maybe some of the anchor people too. They're broadcasters and entertainers. They're not news people. But, but that's the nature of the beast these days. News isn't news anymore.
What do you think that happens to Jimmy Fallon? He goes back to fart jokes?
I
mean, he's pretty fart jokey anyway, but
I don't. God, who knows? I don't know. In fact, I just popped down again on Facebook. Showed up the old Johnny Carson interview where he said, we never did that kind of political stuff. We just tried to entertain people. And again, that's what I never used to miss shows like that. When if you're up late enough to watch, it was just entertainment television, and it was fun and interesting, and you learned stuff and saw stuff. And it was just, what the hell's wrong with that? Why does everybody have to be a freaking thing? Not everything is a thing.
I wonder why TV shows like this don't have a program director like we have in radio. They come to you, go, hey, let me see you when you get off the air.
No, they're on their own. I mean, again, it's social media. It's the individual. It's the cell phone. You can. It's my own TV broadcasting satellite signal in this thing in my hand here.
I mean, a PD that comes out and goes, hey, your content's kind of slanted one way and it's really not doing well, and it's causing us to hurt in the ratings. Can you think you can lighten it up and get Swalwell's mad today because he's been on there 11 times in the last 2 years, and that's why they're angry.
Well, there is no control. I mean, since everything opened up, I mean, the whole world is just anything goes with anything. You can say, there are places where you, like on our podcast, we can say anything to anybody around the world.
Yes.
And who's going to stop me? I don't want.
Well, if you ever travel to London, you might get arrested at the airport when you get there.
yeah, with 5 guys waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs.
What do you think of the Trump's state visit to England?
Well, honestly, the pomp. I watched some of that pomp and circumstance for them.
They're still getting the soup to the guy at the end of the table.
I know, the banquet table. They went up for 1.5 miles. It went out the door and down the other hallway. And frankly, I loved it. I loved the white horses and then the black horses and the guards and the prancing guys with the uniforms and those poor bastards. Do you have any idea how much time it takes to get get uniforms and horses and equipment and gear in perfect looking condition, polished and oh my Lord. I'm telling you, when you're in the military and they say we need to do a junk on the bunk to check all your gear, specific every square inch of it, it's a nightmare.
And that place, that palace, that's right up Trump's alley. You could tell he was
the gold carriages, the footmen on the back of the carriages lathed in gold, and the horses. Oh man, it was fantastic. Who's
your gold guy? You got a good gold guy? I got a gold guy.
Oh, I love it. And the stories. Apparently, the Queen Carmela, the side piece, was none too happy that the princess and Melania were hanging around together, and she shooed away what's his name's wife. Queen Carmela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the princess. What the hell's girl had cancer? The pretty one.
Kate.
Kate. Kate and Melania were talking and having a great old time, and the side piece came over. The side piece came over and shooed away Kate, and Kate immediately turned and left.
Well, she pulled rank.
Yeah, that's right, and she didn't want those two talking together.
Wow.
Yeah,
maybe she thought it was disrespectful of Melania to speak with her. That royal stuff is weird,
I know. And again, she was never convicted of murdering Princess Di. She had nothing to do with the murder. I think the king, the future king, I don't think he actually murdered either. There were, the charges were never filed. So they were responsible for her dying, of course.
Did you get a good look at the sausage fingers of the king?
No, I did not.
Look for him when he's speaking. He's holding a piece of paper, and they look like the balloon fingers. I mean, they look painful.
Ooh, I wonder if he's got.
You never get a ring on or off any of those fingers.
I wonder if he has diabetes or something.
We talked about it before, but his right hand is way more sausagey than his left hand.
Well, I wonder why that is. Golly.
That's the way those people eat.
Well, it could be that. It could
bangers
be
and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Those breakfast, man.
That's right. You got a lot of that sausage oil in there and the salt and everything. Yeah,
that's probably it.
Delish. Have that every night.
Is it true about the penis washer? Is that just what is that? Is that true?
Yeah, in the Navy, you get court-martial for washing too vigorously.
I saw Coming to America. Is that true?
Is John Goodman really your king?
There's pictures rolling around of him sitting in the back of that carriage, and I can just imagine liberals' heads exploding seeing him in the carriage with the king.
Yes.
It was just awesome. Yeah, while he was plotting the demise of Jimmy Kimmel.
And by the way, Pete was mentioning this the other day too. Isn't it interesting that Donald Trump is lauding the king over there and everything that's going on, and Britain is losing their way for freedom by cracking down, like going to the airport, going into people's houses if they post something on social media.
Yes. I just read a story that compiled 12,000 something have been arrested. Have been arrested
3 times
for saying something meansy on Facebook.
Yeah,
three times what Russia has arrested.
Yeah,
this is the former British Empire.
Yeah,
I mean, in Magna Carta. I mean, of course, they do not have freedom of speech, Bill of Rights.
No, they do not. They're not guaranteed. Look, they're mad. I was impressed by the support that Trump got. Of course, he's going to have some protesters there. But so many people there to support him because he represents free speech to those people, and they know they've lost it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm amazed. Every time one of those stories pops up, what's going on? And it's not just Britain; it's Europe.
They gave up their guns in 1997, and less than 30 years later, they're being arrested for social media posts.
That's absolutely 100%. That's what you get. Now the liberals are going to go, you told me your guns are going to protect your right to write Facebook stuff.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Actually, they are, yeah. And in fact, I have a lot of protection on my,
your terms are acceptable.
I have a whole room full of protection. I got tripwires. I got a lot of things. Yeah, so
I mean, it's true. You may some notorious well-thought well-followed American who said all kind of things. You step off a plane at Heathrow Airport, they might be waiting with handcuffs.
In fact, Pete,
that's an international incident.
In fact, I forgot whether it was our prime minister or the mayor of London, who's a Muslim, who actually threatened Americans that they would say if they had the chance to come to American soil and threaten Americans for saying things that would have violated their.
It was the chief of the Metropolitan Police there basically said they'd come over here and get us, and it's okay, Limey.
Yeah,
meet you at the front door.
I mean, that was their attitude after arresting people for thing on social media.
How'd that work out the last time you tried something like that?
That's what blows me away is where do you find police officers that are willing to do that?
Well, it was just the attitude. Can you imagine the attitude of that guy talking about we're coming to America to get you people? Oh, really?
Bring it on, brother.
They're ordinary police going along with this.
Yeah,
yes, I don't know where you find those people. You wouldn't be able to find them here in America.
It's just astounding.
I have no idea. Boys, as usual.
Oh, Shannon, have a great time. Have a great weekend, and keep the faith as always. And boy, more of this Charlie Kirk stuff. The story is going to be the reaction to the people on the left calling this exactly what it is not. And that's the main story of how we're going to have to make sure these people don't get away with complaining this was a Donald Trump responsibility.
Amen, brother. Pete, Flounder, Kimmel,
Semper Fi, Shannon Burke right there, 5-9. Thanks, man. Man Country in Florida, right down there with Shannon Burke and the boys. 520, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. On this day in 1851, Henry Raymond and George Jones founded the New York Daily Times. In 1857, it became the New York Times, all the news that's fit to slant. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves complete the rare 4-game sweep of the Nationals in D.C. 9-4, the score yesterday. Hurst and Waldrop improved to 5-1. Matt Olson, his 28th home run.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And Olson drives one way up in the air. He just ignited another missile into the second deck. It's a homer by Matt Olson. This guy has been on another level here in September, and it's 5-3 Braves here in the 7th.
Ben Ingram on 680 The Fan. Marcell Ozuna, 3 RBIs. Ha-Seong Kim at 2 as the Bravos poured out 16 hits, have a 5-game winning streak. They're off today before visiting the Tigers for 3 starting tomorrow night. Braves now 2.5 games behind the third-place Marlins in the East. And Braves have claimed infielder Brett Wisely off waivers from San Francisco. They put Aaron Bummer on the 60-day IL. Dodgers future Hall of Fame lefty Clayton Kershaw will retire at the end of the season. An MVP, Triple Crown winner, 3 Cy Young Awards, 11-time All-Star. The 37-year-old Kershaw also won the Roberto Clemente Award. He has a 10-2 record this season and an ERA of 3.53. Going to go out while he still has something.
Good thing.
Meanwhile, 42-year-old future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, who started 0-8 with the Giants this season, wants to pitch again next year, his 21st in the majors. He's 3-10 with a 3.75 earned run average. He's pitching better lately. Shohei Ohtani is a big part of the Dodgers starting rotation going into the postseason, but manager Dave Martinez is noodling the idea of using the superstar righty in the bullpen as well, especially in a short series. So look for that. The SEC will reveal next Tuesday all opponents for every team in its new 9-game schedule for 2026. The 3 permanent rivals will be called annual opponents, and they'll review it every 4 years to see if they need to change it.
Annual
opponents. So I'm thinking,
okay.
let's see, Georgia annual. Who should they get? They should get Auburn. They should get Tennessee and Florida. I think that should be their 3 SEC annual opponents. That's my opinion.
Okie-dokie. I like it.
College football is officially moving to a single offseason transfer portal window. The Division I Administrative Committee of the People's Republic of Soviets voted to approve a legislative change that eliminates the spring transfer window but did not sign off on the establishing of a January 2nd to 11th as the lone portal window for FBS and FCS players. They will meet again next month. And this year, more than 1,100 FBS scholarship players entered the transfer portal in just the month of April.
Wow.
1,100.
It's got to be simplified if they're going to keep doing it, isn't it? Is it too complicated now and too many? If the more complicated it is, the more shenanigans can happen behind the scenes to make deals, I would think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like any of it.
Head coaching changes currently trigger a 30-day window for players who wish to enter the portal and explore transfers. Football players at UCLA and Virginia Tech are already allowed to transfer early if their head coaches are fired on Sunday. So they can transfer in the middle of the season now.
Wow. Well, now there's the other thing. If the coach who got you there gets fired and is gone, then, does the player have any... I mean, I don't know. I don't,
they do now.
Yeah.
They can move now.
Yeah.
Former South Carolina quarterback Connor Shaw collapsed while coaching his son's football game last night. Currently in stable condition, the Gamecocks legend, great at South Carolina from 2010 to 13, is the winningest quarterback in their history. Shaw's a 3-time bowl winner, elected to the South Carolina Athletics Hall of Fame back in 2021. Gamecocks quarterback Lenore Sellers is questionable for Saturday's game at number 23 Missouri. Sellers was injured in the loss to the Commodores, and tonight we got a game, Rice at Charlotte. D.D. Lewis, Super Bowl winner with the Cowboys, died earlier this week at the age of 79. Linebacker, a key member of Dallas's doomsday defense, played a big role in the franchise's 2 Super Bowl victories in the 70s. No cause of death given. Lewis began as a standout linebacker with Mississippi State. All-American, College Football Hall of Famer, named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year back in '67, drafted by the boys in the 6th round of the '68 draft. After 1 year in the military, joined the team in 1970, 13 seasons with Dallas. Lewis never knew a losing season, going to the postseason amazing. 12 out of 13 years.
Yeah, wow.
The linebacker appeared in 7 NFC championship games, 5 Super Bowls, winning 2 of them in 71 and 77. His 27 playoff games, the most in Dallas history. An NFL record at the time among non-kickers. His league mark has been surpassed over the years by only 2 players. For what Carol Merrill has behind door number 3, who are those 2 players with more playoff games than D.D. Lewis?
Wow. 12 out of 13 years. Wow. Bart Starr?
Nope.
Roger Staubach? What? What happened? Are we dead? Did he go? I think he might have died. No? What? We died? I think he died. Hold on.
Let me check. I got to reset him real quick.
Okay. Now I'm going to, I won't say, I have the famous phrase. I'm not sure if he can hear me. I think he might be able to hear me, but he can't talk. But D.D. Lewis is known for, I won't say it because I think Pete might want to continue on it, but I think D.D. Lewis is known for, he can't hear or can't talk?
Working on it.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll hold on. I'll continue with some sports and we'll get feedback. So we're still doing sports, but I will do. In fact, I have some sports birthdays and a sports history, and Pete we're going to get him right back. The mountains of Macon. And by the way, speaking of weird weather things, going home last night in beautiful weather. All of a sudden, I'm halfway home and there's a freaking rainbow. And I put it on Facebook. I couldn't believe it. Beautiful rainbow right in the middle of the sky, right? Just driving home in the sun. It was unbelievable. Anyway, are you back there, Pete Davis? Can you hear us now? And almost. Flounder thinks, okay, not quite. All right, well, I got birthdays, and we're getting, everything's fine. We do not freak out. Our sports birthdays include Rick Pitino is 73 today. Lance Armstrong, who beat cancer and then is a doper. Lance Armstrong is 54. And Billy Sims, I remember this running back from college days. Billy Sims was at Oklahoma, I think, 70 years old today. And on this day in sports history, I don't want to talk about Sammy Sosa. Although, obviously, he was, not playing straight, but Sammy Sosa is the first major league player in baseball history to hit 60 home runs in a season for the second time, 2 years in a row. It was 1999. Anyway, any luck on Pete?
No.
Crap. Well, all right. Well, I got one more sports thing. I got a sports related. And we're trying to work this out, see what's going on. I don't even know what happens. I don't know what kind of a thing we have to reset or whatever. I don't have any information on that because I'm not smart. I don't know how to use my stinking phone. Oh, there he is. I hear you. I just heard him. Oh, no, I didn't. Almost. I almost got it.
Hello.
There we go. I heard him.
Hey, if you didn't know the answer to the question, you should have just said so. You didn't have to cut me off and take me off.
Well, I censored you because of Donald Trump. No. So there.
There's a glitch in the board. This is the 3rd time in a week that right in the middle of doing something,
of your board
pops on my earphones. Yeah.
Of your console there? Well,
yeah,
then we need to get it up
it's not my console. It's somewhere there in the station. It's broadcasting 680 to me.
Oh, my.
I'll have to check with Mike tomorrow.
Okay.
Anyways, go on.
Yes, sir. Sorry about you. D.D. Lewis, you were saying.
D.D. Lewis. There's only 2 players that played in more playoff games than D.D. Lewis.
Wow.
Who are they?
12 out of
It's not
13.
Bart
So
Starr.
it's got to be somebody who played in like 13 or 14 years.
That's right.
So it's got to be someone like, it couldn't be like Dick Butkus, who Chicago wasn't there. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's one of them.
Aha. And
the other one considered probably the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Biletnikoff? No. The guy from Pittsburgh.
No.
Lynn Swann?
No.
Greatest receiver of all time. Wow.
49ers.
Will Clark. Not Clark.
Joe Montana
to 80.
Mississippi Valley State.
I know. I can't. He won't come out.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, of course.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. Jerry Rice. I'm not good. I'm not good.
Dead at 79.
Oh, my.
The Commanders are...
Whoa. Wait a minute. You didn't mention the famous D.D. Lewis thing.
Go ahead.
D.D. Lewis, I don't have it in front of me, but off my memory in my head, D.D. Lewis is famous for saying the famous cliche that the reason this football stadium has a hole in the roof is because God wants to look down on his favorite football team. Something like that. That was a famous phrase. D.D. Lewis.
The Commanders are officially moving back to Washington, D.C. They're going to build a new RFK Stadium after a couple decades in exile in Maryland.
Whoa.
Tonight, you got the floundering Dolphins visiting the Bills.
Yeah.
And from our daily, let me post something incredibly tone-deaf and stupid on social media file.
Yeah.
Comes the story of Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, who's, vertically challenged. Murray apologizing for posting on Instagram a photo of him wearing a retro Virginia Tech Michael Vick jersey while posing with one of his 2 bulldogs. Someone said it was a pit bull. Others said it's a bulldog.
No.
Murray took it down yesterday, or actually 2 days ago, after blowback online, saying in no way does he condone violence against animals. Vick spent 21 months in federal prison after pleading guilty back in 2007 to operating a dogfighting ring. Some Hokies fans are begging for Vick to be named the new head coach of Virginia Tech. There is an opening.
God.
Yeah, I would give my opinion on that matter, but I don't have a dog in that fight. So.
What does he know about being a coach?
He's coaching right now. I don't know if it's high school or a small college.
Yeah.
I forget where he's coaching now. So. And there are 9 high school coaches in Georgia that make more than $145,000 annually. 9. The head coach of Lowndes High in Valdosta and Cook at Adele make over $145K. Colquitt County High, $148. Burke County, $151. Valdosta, $152. Buford, $173. Gainesville High, $175. Rome, $188. Guess how much head coach Joey King of Carrollton High School makes a year to coach football in high school?
$114,000.
Higher.
$174,000.
Higher.
$191,000.
Higher.
$700,000.
Over $219,000 American dollars to coach high school football.
Wow. And is it Buford that has the $90 million stadium with the
20-something million? I think they just opened.
I saw a video
it was
of
like
that.
$60 million.
Oh my God!
Was it $60 million?
Yeah, it was $60 million. And it's unbelievable. I mean, Notre Dame doesn't have it's honest to God. And they've got like lives. I mean, it's just
the practice facilities, the locker rooms, the scoreboards. It's unbelievable.
Anyway, all right, Pete Davis, thank you, sir. 531, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and we're going to play some sound. You got to hear about these phonies and hypocrites and getting caught in public. Coming up next on 106.3. How's your Thursday? Look out.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
I'm Pete Davis, and pro and college football is back. And Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now right here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns or interceptions, passing yards, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can start with as little as $1. Here's what I'm thinking about tonight's Dolphins-Bills tilt. Both Devon Achane and Tyreek Hill are the Fins to be higher on their receiving yard projections, despite the Dolphins' rough start this season. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog, and you can be next. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. Of North Georgia's retirement game plan. And Evan,
terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
and running out of money. So when it comes to your clients, how can you help ease some of those worries?
Well, it starts with income planning. And, here's one of the most common mistakes. It's almost every single person when we first meet with them, they have no income plan. Mm-hmm. They have a thought, they have a hope, they have hey, if we make enough money, we'll be able, hopefully, to make this money last, but there's no plan. And so we build comprehensive income plan that we know this is how we're exactly going to pay your bills in retirement. And more so because, look, retiring isn't about, well, I've got enough to survive. It's about enjoying life. You didn't work 30, 40 years of your life to get by in retirement. You did it to enjoy the things that you've always wanted to do. And so we're going to build a second component that covers that quality of life that every month, every year, regardless of what's happening with the market, regardless of what's happening in your life, this money's coming in like clockwork, and you never have to worry about it. You never have to stress about it. You're going to be able to keep the lights on and enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for.
The name of the show is North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, you say it all the time on the show, a play is not a plan. You've got to have that comprehensive game plan when it comes to your retirement.
You've got to. It's the only way to, one, make sure it's going to work, and two, make sure it's going to work efficiently.
If you'd like to schedule that complimentary retirement income review, call Evan Ward and his team with Atlas Retirement. That number is 678-736-7799. Again, it's 678-736-7799. Or you can always reach them at the website. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsetc.com.
Well, so far so good. Not much is happening yet in the insurance industry business. I may have to get David Van Sant to push these people along from that claim because the guy rammed into me the other day and messed up my right rear bumper. So, we're going to take care of that. And I'm not going to pay anything. Somebody's going to pay, I'll tell you that, if I have a problem. Because David Van Sant, he's a personal injury lawyer. He's not just the guy who handles accidents, although he's, he used to work for the insurance companies, as you know. But he's on the top trial 100 lawyer list in Georgia, super lawyer list at Big Time Charlie, too. And when he calls another insurance company or something to say, hey, you guys, fork it over there, Pally boy, they tend to do it, pay more than they want to because he knows what he's doing. It's complicated things like that. And again, if someone's claiming one thing and then, then you find out later, they're saying, oh, that's not what happened at all. You don't want to be messing with those people. Let David do it. I mean, whether it's accidents or you've been gypped out of something or whatever, you're owed something, what the heck? He's a personal injury lawyer. That's the deal. Here's that number. Take the complication out of it. Let him do it for you. David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY or online, vansantlaw.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com, or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Hey Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Hey Braves Country, Tom Glavine here. Want to drive like a champion? Start with a clean car from Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With cutting-edge equipment and elite customer service, it's more than a car wash, it's a win. Experience the ultimate clean at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, my go-to car wash destination and the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves.
My car is happy, I am happy, Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
404-793-0000, 12600 Deerfield Parkway, Alpharetta.
The Morning Extra, every weekday on your drive to work on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA 106.3 app.
So if things don't work out, you and I are going to go play Ice Cops.
That'd be awesome.
Ice and Tug!
Sit down! Shut up!
It'll be a buddy cop story of two ICE agents. It didn't work out in radio, so now they're cleaning up America, one Home Depot parking lot at a time. You should not ask ICE, do I get to carry a firearm? Mr. Cowart, we were taking a look at your application. We saw your military background and your service to the country. Do you have any questions for us as we're interested in your employment?
When can I shoot somebody?
When do I get to shoot my gun?
That's right. Do y'all have target practice daily? How often do we go to the range? I can take an M16 apart in under 60 seconds. Put that thing right back together. Agent Cowart reporting for duty, sir.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3.
Actually, I think at Camp Lejeune, I think our test was we had to field strip an it's probably a Parris Island. We had to field strip an M14 blindfolded and put it back together again in less than 2 minutes. Just for the record. Anyway, 541 can repeat and flounder. How are we doing? Everything all right? 404-741-1230. And happy days are here again. This is a little thing on Jimi Hendrix from 1970. A very bad day. Jimi Hendrix dead on arrival in London at a hospital at the age of 27, choked on his own vomit. Jimi Hendrix left a message, "I need help bad, man," on his manager's answering machine that night. This night in 1970, Jimi Hendrix's girlfriend later revealed that he had taken 9 of her prescription Vesperax sleeping tablets, which is 18 times the recommended dosage. And it was rumors and conspiracy theories about his death. Eric Burton claimed that Jimi Hendrix killed himself, contradicted by reports that he was in a good frame of mind. In 2009, a former Animals roadie published a book that claimed that Jimi Hendrix's manager admitted that he arranged to murder Jimi Hendrix because he wanted out of his contract. It's 1970 on this day. Jimi Hendrix had been the highest paid act at Woodstock the previous year. Our birthday list, Dr. Ben Carson is 74, retired neurosurgeon and doctor. In fact, remember this. It says he separated Siamese twins Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear in the movie Stuck on You. He also was Secretary of Housing, Urban Development in Trump's first term. And the best line from the 2015 GOP debate, quote, I'm the only one to separate Siamese twins, the only one to operate on babies while they were still in their mother's womb, and the only one to take out half a brain. Although you would think if you go to Washington that someone had beat me to it, which is a very funny line, taking out half their brains. And on this day in history, Adolf Hitler's half-niece, Geli Grobau, apparently commits suicide. She had lived in close contact with Hitler from 1925 until her death in 1931 on this day. Later, remember, the family said she knew that she and Hitler had been intimate. They were having an affair, and he knocked her up. She was pregnant, and that enraged Hitler. After she died, he kept her in her he kept her room at his home as she had left it, and hung portraits of her in his own room, in Hitler's own room, and at the Chancellery in Berlin. Years later, Hitler declared that Robaul was the only woman he had ever loved, his niece. She was the daughter of Hitler's sister. Robaul's mother became Hitler's housekeeper in 1925 when Robaul was 17. 2 years later, when Hitler found out she was having an affair with his chauffeur, he forced her to end the affair and fired the chauffeur. After that, he provided escorts for her when she went out. She enrolled in medical school, moved into Hitler's Munich apartment. When Hitler found out she planned to marry another guy, he refused to let her leave. They argued in 1931 on this day after Hitler refused to let her go to Vienna. Hitler then left for Nuremberg, only to return the next day and find out she was dead. Apparently killed herself with his pistol. Was ruled a suicide, but speculation was Hitler either killed her or had her killed when he was gone. Hitler went into a deep depression after she died and reemerged and refocused on politics. And 2 years later, became the Chancellor of Germany after murdering the niece he was having an affair with after getting her pregnant. Okay, 544. Kim Pete and Flounder. And here's some more sound bites coming up. But first of all, Jimmy Kimmel is not only not repentant, he is refusing to apologize, and he's not backing down. He's going to double up. Jimmy Kimmel says he was planning to double down on attacking President Trump's backers, like you and me, before he was yanked off the air. He got the phone call yesterday afternoon. He refused to comply with calls from critics and dozens of other affiliates to apologize. He said his remarks required no apologies. And he's claimed his comments were mischaracterized and whatever. Anyway, so he's, screw him. It doesn't make any difference. And again, you're going to hear very shortly, you're going to hear Ocasio Bangbangio Stupidio representing the liberals who were overjoyed when Tucker Carlson got fired because of what he said, but they are now just the opposite when the guy they liked got fired for things he said. Neither one was fired by the government. Neither one was censored. Neither one had anything to do with government, free speech, or anything else. It was their employers fired them for good reason, as the employers have a right to do. And you're going to hear that coming up. Also, you're going to hear the FCC chairman explain what the hell's going on here. The FCC has nothing to do and no authority over networks and podcasts and cable companies like CNN or MSNBC. They are completely free of FCC regulation. More coming up. KRP Flounder 546. Happy Thursday, and wrapping it up before news stop at 6 o'clock.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow XTRA 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at XTRA 106.3.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. It's September, football's back, the mornings are cooler, but that grass, still growing strong. That's why you need a Toro mower. With powerful engines, precision cutting, and comfort that lasts, Toro makes quick work of late season mowing. Keep your lawn looking game day ready. Get your own Toro from Howard Brothers. Their experienced team is ready to serve you at any of their 7 locations across North Georgia. Find one near you at howardbrothers.com. Howard Brothers, serving the community since 1955.
Fall is here, football is back, and so is the perfect time to celebrate with something unforgettable. From September 15th through the 21st, enjoy up to 60% off all bridal and fine jewelry in-store during our big Percentage Week sale. As proud partners of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, we know what it means to shine on game day and every day. But hurry, once an item is gone, it's gone. Visit any of our 3 locations, Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg, or book your private appointment now at SolomonBrothers.com for the best selection and service. Family owned, trusted for generations, and home to Georgia's largest selection of fine jewelry. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, luxury, value, legacy. We will run out of the hottest items. Do book your appointment early and don't miss the Percentage Week, September 15th through 21st only. Solomon Brothers, where Georgia celebrates luxury, value, and legacy.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labatt. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, The Trusted Toolbox.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Hell of a Block Party driven by Hyundai will feature a step back in time as the Radio 80s Band takes the stage prior to Georgia Tech football's home game versus Temple, presented by Kroger, Saturday, September 20th. The Jackets take on Temple at 4:30 for Family Weekend and First Responders Day, presented by Kroger. Hell of a Block Party driven by Hyundai opens 4 hours before the game with free festivities and concert. For more information, visit ramblingrack.com. Sting 'em.
What do you got here? What is
this is Government Mule.
Government Mule.
Warren Haynes is.
There you go. And they've been they were around here for quite a while, weren't they? In this area of Atlanta? Didn't they do a lot of stuff? Not really. I thought they did a lot of shows around here.
Whenever they tour, they normally play Atlanta.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, Kevin Peyton Flounder, a 552. And our birthday list in fact, I saw this name and I didn't really recognize her. I recognized the name a little bit, but I couldn't think of where I saw her. Named Allison Lohman, 46 years old. And I thought, wow, where do I know that name from? So I Googled her and saw her, looked up her stuff she's done on her birthday list. She was not only in the movie called Drag Me to Hell, which I know of but didn't see. Allison Lohman was in Matchstick Men. That was a great movie where she played the young girl, the fake daughter of the snap out of it, the chair's boyfriend there. Did we lose Pete again? I think we might have. Oh, we got Pete back?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. And she played his fake, she pretended to be his long-lost daughter as part of a scheme where they were, it's called Matchstick Men, great movie, where they were con artists. And the ending, I won't give away them, but it was, if you ever get a chance to see it, I think it's a great movie, Matchstick Men. Kind of a tough movie in some ways. But anyway, Allison Lohman is 46. She was the little girl who cheated him out of the thing there.
Sounds like Paper Moon.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting, very interesting. Also, on this day in 1987, men everywhere are much more cautious how they juggled their side action after Fatal Attraction, the movie, released. The cautionary tale hit theaters a decade after Clint Eastwood's thriller Play Misty for Me, especially if you're a radio personality who dabbles with listeners. You know who you are out there. Not the camera.
Who would do such a thing?
I can't. And by the way, I thought it was so cute. I put a picture of my bad finger where I took the Band-Aid off and showed him how it was healing. And I had my little bad finger thing. And one sweet little lady on the Facebook page says, well, you know, Kimmer, there are a lot of us who'd be very happy to kiss that for you and make it better. And I went, oh, my God, I want to meet her.
Right, you won't, though.
I won't. 5:54. Why? For what? Oh, maybe I'll bring a date to the Christmas party. You know.
Scott,
That's a great idea.
Christmas
mandatory.
Christmas parties are for guys to have their show off their hot girlfriends and wives, and they dress to the nines, and they're all having a great time and dancing, and the wives are getting all excited, and then they get home and they do that special thing that they never do after the thing, and they're all happy
dancing?
and they're together showing off their hot babes, and I walk in there by myself like an idiot, and then say, oh, well, you guys look great, and off we go, you know, and they drive down here for nothing. All right, sorry. No, it's all good. There was a time when nothing better than showing off a hot babe. Believe me, that's the reason you have them.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll bet you. Anyway, on this day, let's do this. Ocasio-Cortez stupidio. Once again, the left is going nuts, and the left is complaining that Charlie Kirk's nemesis, Jimmy Kimmel, got fired because of Donald Trump and the government, and it's a restriction of free speech and the First Amendment, stuff like that. Has nothing to do with that, for the record. But the same people were overjoyed when Tucker Carlson got fired for saying bad things they didn't like on TV, and now Jimmy Kimmel gets fired for saying bad things that other people didn't like on TV, and that's horrible. Here's Ocasio-Cortez stupidio, cut number 3, Flounder. First, she hates what happened to Jimmy Kimmel, and then she loves what happened to Tucker Carlson. Number 3, sir, if you will.
Is out at Fox News. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What I will say, though, is while I'm very glad that the person that is arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country. I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled. And then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge out to grip over like the end of a building or something.
Yeah, we'll cut her off. Screw that. I mean, again, they're celebrating Tucker Carlson.
But the important thing is what she said at the end. She says deplatforming is a good thing and works.
Yeah, I was trying to save time like an idiot. Do we have time to? Let's play cut number 4. J.D. Vance getting in, and this was on Jesse Waters last night. Cut number 4. The vice president addressing the issue about what happened. Puttitat saying that Republicans are to blame for all the division.
Barack Obama says your White House is dividing the country and you're exploiting Kirk's death to attack Democrats.
we're not exploiting Charlie Kirk's death to do anything except for achieve justice. And I think if Barack Obama, I haven't seen that comment, Jesse, but if he said that, that's absolutely disgusting. What we're trying to do is understand how young people are getting radicalized and who is funding all of these efforts at radicalization. We saw this in the summer of 2020. Now, thank God that wasn't primarily, actually, over 20 people died in the riots in the summer of 2020. That is political terrorism. But it's not just the people who are killing the cops. It's not just the people who are engaging and throwing the Molotov cocktails and in the riots. Where was the money coming from? Who was organizing this violent activity? That is not going after Democrats unless, by implication, you're saying every single Democrat is involved in planning political violence. If that's true, then the problem isn't on Barack Obama's side. We're going to get to the bottom of the truth, and we're going to stop the political violence. And we're going to do it however we have to do it, of course, within the constitutional limits that Charlie loves so much.
Yeah. And again, AOC's point was, if you say bad things, people don't want you to say them anymore. They'll kick you off the air, just like they should have done. Anyway. All right, 5:58. How about one more Flounders Funny? Here we go as we get ready to sign off for the afternoon.
I wanted to mess around with the thermostat. That was another thing they wouldn't let me go near. I don't even know what the story was when I was a kid. What is with that thing? Why can't I go near that thing? I even remember when my parents sat me down and tell me the birds, the bees, intercourse, procreation. I'm like, yeah, well, when does the thermostat come in here? That's the secret I'm waiting to find out. I didn't touch a thermostat till I was 28 years old. I was in a hotel room in Pittsburgh when I finally got the guts to make it a little warmer. I didn't sleep the whole night. I was terrified my father was going to burst in the door. Who touched the thermostat? You know, I said it there.
But are we heating the whole outdoors? All right, it's coming up on 6 o'clock. KRP Flounder. Boys, have a great night. And tomorrow, Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes, as always. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. Herb, look out.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, XTRA 106.3.
They were ambushed. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Prosecutors in Pennsylvania with more details in yesterday's deadly shooting of 3 police officers.
York County Prosecutor Tim Barker says initial findings are that 24-year-old Matthew J. Ruth was stalking his ex-girlfriend earlier this week. On Wednesday, armed with a warrant, York County Police showed up to Ruth's residence, where they came under a barrage of gunfire.
Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emenheiser were all killed.
2 other officers in critical condition, the suspect killed and returned fire. All actions by law enforcement deemed justified and necessary.
And our law enforcement will always be there to protect and serve you.
The FBI, ATF, and Pennsylvania State Police on scene and assisting.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. President Trump now on his way back to Washington after a state visit to the UK. While there, he told Fox's Martha McCallum if he did not impose tariffs, the U.S. would only have a fraction of its current investment.
We have all this money, trillions of dollars pouring into our country only because of the tariffs. I mean, I'd like to say because of November 5th, the election, but it's really because of the tariffs.
This, as the Supreme Court says, it will hear oral arguments on the legality of those tariffs on November 5th. And the president urging House Republicans to pass a stopgap spending bill to avoid a partial government shutdown. Writing on Truth Social, every House Republican should unify and vote yes as Democrats release their own plan.
The 68-page proposal would extend government funding past the September 30th deadline in Affordable Care Act health insurance premium subsidies that are set to expire at the end of the year.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. The Senate's confirmed 48 of President Trump's nominees at once, voting for the first time ever under new rules that allow Republicans to move multiple nominees under a simple majority vote. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it,
That sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO.